What's going on, everybody? It is every other Wednesday night, and that means it is time for Sevens Wild here on Three Star Draw. I am down south 77, and
Yes,
with
he
me is
is.
my cousin.
Pop Blender, what's going on, man?
And I don't have any media pulled up, so I'm trying to find out why it's stuck in media view.
uh, I can switch it if you want. I
There,
can
we'll
put us
do.
there if you want
Yeah,
to.
how'd you?
For now,
Yeah, I was sitting there trying to figure that out. I don't know how it got stuck the other way.
man. So stuck the other way, stuck anyway. As anybody that's watched any of my streams, at least the last two times, found out that I had serious issues. Friday night was an absolute disaster, and then Tuesday night with Matthew, continued issues. We got through it, powered through it, but yeah, if it's happening to you, who knows? It could be StreamYards. I haven't talked to anybody else that's been having problems, but that doesn't mean that's not happening.
Well,
Um,
all I see is like the scenes. Like I can't. It was on media presentation, and then I got group discussion and speaker view. Streamyard is cracked out, man.
so you don't do you see like so right now I can go through this. Can you not do any of that?
That's what's usually there, but all
Yeah.
I have. Okay, you're going through them at the bottom. Okay, I see
Yeah,
them in there
underneath
now.
our screen. Now
Okay,
you also have a little thing on the left that says show
yeah,
scenes panel.
yeah.
And that
That's what
that's
I'm
what you
looking
need to
at.
click on.
That's some. I don't want to see that. That's some. You messing with some scenes. I'll do it at the bottom. So
I
worry about
got
that in a minute. So what's going on? What you been into today? You was off today, so
Yeah, not much. Not much. Went and picked up GI Joe #5 at the comic shop, and then once again made the mistake of guessing which comic I was missing out of my Transformers series, and I've done it with other ones too. And so yeah, I have I think the second #12 now, and instead of picking up #15, which is what I needed and I missed, and it was there, I guessed it was #12, and I've done that with oh, I don't know, a couple GI Joes. I've done it with another comic, and so I have like three Destro #4s and four Scarlet #3s, and
and I tell
fucking
you,
stupid.
doubles of any of the Scarlet series are just not good to have in any way imaginable.
Oh, yeah, for anybody that has read that series, yeah, no, that you don't need any doubles of that. You don't need any variant covers, you don't need any extra covers, second printings, third printings. Yeah, no, but I did. I picked up another. It's a great cover of Transformers #12, and it's Megatron, and it's it's a great cover. Unfortunately, I needed three more issues ahead, actually, to get the right one.
Spoilers: Scarlet is actually an undercover carpet salesman.
Wait, what? I've read
Saleswoman.
I read the entire thing and I didn't know that.
It's
Shame on
subtext
me. I missed
in the
all the
subtext.
clues.
There's plenty of carpet references in there. They're sprinkled. They're sprinkled about.
As I'm looking through, so I'm pulling out some of my comics, and I think I bought this one at Joe Fest. We're going to talk about later. Um, who tapes their comics on the bottom? This one, whoever sold it to me, taped it on the bottom. So they actually had the issue in there, but then it's taped upside down, and the price tag is right side up. And I'm like, who does that? Like, that's a
Uh,
madman.
yeah, some jackass bagged it and somebody else priced it, and they was just
Yeah, his
going through it.
son probably.
Yep, snapping prices on there with the little price gun or
Seriously, like,
whatever.
what the hell?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Jay Astro. Jay Astro said I'd check out
Hey,
Scarlet's carpet.
listen, I would too.
You ain't got the right
Carpet and
equipment to clean that
drapes.
carpet.
Carpet and drapes. Yeah, well, evidently in New Cannon, no, you don't. But hey, who knew?
um, I'm gonna go ahead and go through the chat, say what's up to the chat, and
Absolutely.
we'll jabber on for a few, but chat's been rolling. We got a lot of people, so let's go ahead and get through everybody. What's up
Yes,
to
sir.
Crimson Cobra Commander? What's going on, my man?
What's up?
Let's see, we got Wraith Mace in the house. We are the Hammer. Hammer time.
You can't touch this,
Can't touch this at
Wraith.
all.
You can't touch this at all. You wouldn't want to.
Crusty old Crow in the house. What's up, Crow Bro? The king in the north. Oh, wait a minute. I got it, don't I? Hold on.
Yeah,
He says he never gets to hear it when I play it, so no, hopefully he heard it.
Well, what the hell? How?
I don't know.
I
don't.
He so he listens to us. He watches us with the volume down. And
Most people probably do.
I can understand.
When he and I are on and I play clips, he can't hear the audio from the clips. I don't know. I don't know. It's got something to do with Apple products, I think. I'm always going to blame it on Apple stuff. So, Daredevil Dave's in the house. Talked to Dave earlier. How's it going, Dave? Dave working on a special project. Let's see. Liquid Identity. You had me at comic covers.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love comics.
Same Time Toys. What's going on, Shane? Finally caught up on Daredevil. Did you get to watch that today, Pop Blender? I'm sure you probably did.
No, I actually did not.
You didn't get it.
Had to take my son across town this morning. Then I'm one of those unfortunate people that somehow gets a tire fixed, but when I got the tire fixed was missing a lug nut, so I had 4 out of 5 on my car. And then yesterday realized that I only had 3 out of 5 on my car. And so but found one in the driveway. So I put the 4th one back on, and then I went to Advanced Auto this morning or today and bought a 5th. Count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th lug nut and put it on, and I'm hoping it stays on, but I have to keep checking them after every trip. So I don't know what's going on. So no, I did not actually get to watch Daredevil episode 4, but I probably will tonight. You can't buy them one at a time. You can only buy.
You might as well buy 5.
Well, it actually comes in a 4-pack. Ain't that a bitch? So
what?
Oh yeah, you can buy 36 at a time, or you can buy like 4.
How much is 36 lug nuts?
It's like 40, 50 bucks, 40, 50 bucks. If you buy them that way, if you want to do your whole car. But yeah.
How many wheels do these cars have?
Well, I mean, it depends on who makes them, right? If it's a Tesla, who knows? But
lug nuts on a Rhino. Tesla wheels are held on with magnets.
They're electromagnetic. They're like G.I. Joe Cobra vehicles, right? They have some special electromagnetic sensor that keeps the tire on the car, or they just hover. Yeah.
Except them ones in Florida that got burnt the hell up.
Well, yeah. I wouldn't want to be the person who gets caught for that.
No,
that's for sure.
No, they're getting put under the jail, under the federal jail.
Yeah.
All right, before we get too far off down that road, Roman Graham's in the house. What's going on, Roman Graham? Let's see, Mr. Madgus in the house. Let the festivities begin.
Let them begin.
Derek Holloman's in here with us. What's up, Derek?
Derek.
And then we have already said, what's up to Jay Astro with the carpet munching comment or carpet having comment, whatever we were talking about back there.
Well, you turned into a robot for a second, at least for me, but it could be me.
No, did I?
You did, but again, it could be me. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I don't know. Man, StreamYard is so crazy right now.
Mad Gus.
Woody Triple Deuce, the figure addict, is in the house. What up? Let's see. Get back down through here. Crimson Cobra Commander wants to know what Megatron transforms into in the comics.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't know yet because I keep buying them and I haven't read them. So my problem is I keep collecting and have not yet. So right now at present count, I probably have about 24 comics that I need to read to get caught up on what I actually collect.
It actually shows what he transforms into, but Pop hasn't gotten that far because he keeps buying the same issue
I'm
before he
I'm going to tell you, it's not a
transforms.
Walther P-38. I can almost
No,
guarantee you that. But it's not a battle tank, if I remember correctly, thankfully.
yeah, indeed. So Loves Mules is here. What's going on, cuz?
Yeah.
Let's see. Crow passed some weird laws. It was a matter of time before he fixed comics. So,
Yep,
uh,
that's right.
actually, some of the stuff he's talking about, it might actually fix some of the comics.
Man, I was gonna say, any of y'all that's read any of the current books, you might
We
want to be, you
we
might be thankful of
uh,
that.
we were, yeah, right here. We were definitely
Okay.
talking about it. So
Yeah.
Scarlet has Shag. I see a high and tight. So
Yeah.
Turk Murphy, what's going on, sir?
Turk.
Let's see. Viper Scout in the house.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see.
I
I
see I
feel
see some dark black cold eyes of death
yeah,
in the chat. Yep, you know
right
what I'm talking
there.
about.
Stalking Roy Scheider.
That's right. Smile,
All
you son of a.
uh, Shark Eyes in the house. What's going on with Shark? How you doing, man? You got that snake armor yet, Shark Eyes?
Yeah, yeah, you should be getting it any day now.
Yep. I'm expecting him to have it tomorrow.
Man, Mad Guess, man, you ain't right. I was not. That was back in the day. All right. These days, I'm just looking to be able to walk,
Yeah.
just be able to look out.
Justin Booth's in the house. What's going on, Justin?
What's
Let's
shaking?
see. All right. All right. I'm
There we
finally
go.
at the bottom. I hope I
There you
didn't
go.
miss anybody, but that's a lot to read through.
Man, it's just good practice. Good
Yeah, it
practice for you.
is. Need all the practice I can get when it comes to that. So,
Absolutely.
oh, let's see. There's something I was gonna say. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Hit that like button. We got 22 watching
Hey,
right
there
now.
we
It's,
go.
it's a good crowd. I appreciate it. It helps in that algae rhythm. So mm, let's see.
My
Definite
algorithm,
firebush.
yes.
It's the
My
singing
algorithm
bush.
has nothing but algae. It's algae and barnacles, I think, is what's that currently on it.
It it has no reviews. It has one.
Mm, it's true. It's true.
Just kind of reading through some of the comments. Guys are talking about what we're gonna get
I
and
did want
Joe
to bring
vehicle
up real
wise.
quick. Crimson Cobra Commander posted a question of the day about 7 hours ago. It said that if you had to
Saw it.
choose two sub teams for G.I. Joe and two for Cobra, which ones would it be? And he listed about 8 for Cobra, 7 for Joe's. You can pretty much imagine, the normal, usual suspects: Dreadnoks, Grenadiers, Eco Warriors, 788. Python Patrol, Arctic Theme, Headhunters, or Coil for Cobra. What would you, out of those, for Cobra? If you had two that you'd pick, that you just wanted to choose two of those, out of those, I assume I know one of them. Uh,
Are you asking me?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I saw that, and yeah, everybody go over to Crimson Cobra Commander's page and comment on that. Let him know. He's just kind of trying to get a consensus on what people like. So I answered that, and I said Python Patrol and Dreadnoks for Cobra. Even though I don't really count Dreadnoks as a sub team, I see where he's
I
going with
agree.
it. Or
I
Iron
agree.
Grenadiers, but I see faction, whatever. I see where he's going.
Yeah.
And for Joe, I said Marauders and anything that is not Star Brigade or Eco Warriors.
I'm with you there, brother. Oh my gosh. I
Tony's
don't.
Figs in the house. What's up, Primos?
I'm sorry, y'all. I never want to see Eco Warriors. I don't want to see. I don't ever want to see that again. I don't want to see it in classified. I don't want to see it in an O-ring configuration. I don't want to see it ever.
Well, I have
That's just
I've
me.
got mixed feelings on Eco Warriors because I hate Eco Warriors, but I
Okay.
also really really want Cesspool and I'm not gonna get cesspool without somebody for him to fight.
Yeah, I get it, man. I just sometimes you got to cut bait and run. I can't. I just can't. Like there's something. Of course, I had aged out by then, and a lot
Yes.
of us had. So in that particular instance, I understand if there are those that did come in and like or for instance, that may be, for him, that may very well be in his wheelhouse. He talks about that sometimes when he comes in here, is that those 92, 93 figures, right? He's 8 years old,
Yeah.
7, 8, 9 years old. So I get that. But, for me, I just can't like the eco stuff, the DEF stuff. That's them stretching, right? As the line's dying out, they're just grabbing at straws to prolong the inevitable.
There's a
And
couple of those little things that are that late that are okay, but most of it's
I mean,
bad.
I just think when you look at the
Same
line as
time.
a whole, you know what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying? Like just as a whole, and you look at what it began, and then where you're at. I just now Star
Well,
Brigade. If Star Brigade same time was like, if we kept it almost in like the I say aliens, but what I mean by that is not actual aliens. If we kept it in the space realm, but it was still more closer to mankind space realm and not like bounty hunters with 6 arms and shit or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Like once we started going down that route, I start But I guess we did have fatal fluffies, so I can't whatever. It is
well,
what it is. I can't. I
yeah,
can't. Maybe I shouldn't say anything. I don't
yeah,
know.
but they were also in '85 too. So
I know, I know.
um, I'll tell you those last couple years, they are indeed a hole. There's a special kind of hole, is what those last couple years are, where they're from. I do want to highlight Tony's comment here. Damn it. Just got my Rev Raider yesterday finally.
Oh,
So
sweet man.
I
Yeah, I've
was
been seeing people getting those.
yeah, I was gonna give an update on mine. There's not one. So
Well,
it's
that's because they provided you. Didn't they provide you with another car? Like when
oh
yours
yeah,
came
they
in messed
replaced the
up.
body.
So the
Yeah,
way they look at it is they're like, look, you can wait because we gave you extra parts and we didn't even ask for them back.
that's
And so
probably what
you can
happened.
just wait till everybody else gets theirs and then you'll get the leftovers.
I do actually have a slight update to that. So, Tony, how do you like it, Tony? But I mean, you've already had hands on with one because he got, or they, I guess, toy kind of mood, and Tony wound up with it. Got sent that early prototype like months ago. It's one of the first ones, I guess,
Oh
that come
yeah,
off the
yeah, that's
line.
right.
So,
Yeah.
how do you like the finished product, Tony? Because I got that one. That's the Punisher one, right? I mix them up. The Raiders, the armored up one, but not the 18. I always forget which is which. But how do you like it, Tony?
Ooh.
And there is an update. I do have an update on my Rev van. I was going to bring it up. So I emailed um, Ramen and I asked, like, hey, I see these are going out. Here's my order number. Is there any movement on mine? Because no tracking, no nothing, and I'm seeing people are getting them and never having known that they ever even left, whatever. And I mean, it was real polite. It wasn't a dick or anything. I like ramen. I just their distribution is awful, and their notifications and things like that are bad. Communication, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So I did get a reply back from Ace. It was from Ace himself,
Oh
and he
wow.
was like, Darren, I got this question. He's like, I don't deal with this actual part of it. I forwarded your
Oh wow.
email to wherever, and wherever he forwarded it is where I thought I sent it to. So he sends everything to, I think, sales at ramen, whatever email. And that's where he forwarded it to. I'm like, oh, well, okay. Thanks, Ace. Well, really looking forward to getting this thing. And so a couple days later, I got a reply back from them, and it's like the most generic. It's like, I mean, it wasn't canned, but it was like
Copy and
you're
pasted.
no, it wasn't copy and pasted, I don't think, but
Oh, I bet it
it was like
was.
it was like they have a list to go off of and kind of spiced it a little bit. It's like hello, blah blah blah. All of our dispatches are going out. The last of our dispatches are going out this week. I'm like, what does that mean? Are you sending
It's
like a horse with a mail carrier thing on it? Like, is it
Pony
secret
Express.
documents? Yeah. So all of our dispatches will be out this week. And like that tells me nothing. So I emailed back and I said, so was my order number, where is my order number in the dispatches? And I hadn't heard anything back. So
Yeah,
that's my update.
nah. Um, yeah, I
Uh,
mean, that's a bummer.
no, Tony says totally refined and sexier than the prototype Ace sent.
Oh, I'm
And
sure.
it is the Punisher one. That's what I thought.
Yeah, and Wraith Mace is kind of shocked that you didn't get your van yet. I'm not.
Most people haven't.
I'm not shocked at all.
No,
um,
no. They probably sent mine by raft,
oh no. Uh,
sailboat.
yeah, it was one of the wait, where are they shipped from exactly?
They're
Where
they're
they
they're
come from?
shipped from China, or
Okay,
they
so
say
it
they're
was
coming from China.
probably yours was probably the very first item to have a tariff, and because it hadn't been paid, it's just been held at customs, and it's just sitting there waiting for someone to pay the tax on it. And and unbeknownst to you, that tax has to be paid by someone named Fu Lin, and you have no way of contacting Fu Lin.
I think he owns Shitty Walk. Um, so I don't know that like that's people are getting them and like okay if it's held up whatever like I'm fine I'm waiting just tell me that it's on the way. Like I understand how long it takes for the stuff to get
Communication,
here. Yeah.
yeah, communication is the
But
key, right?
people are getting them like they're showing up and they've never had any kind of notification that they've ever even left to get here from China. And they're just like they come
Right.
home and it's on their porch. And then I've seen where some people like the next day are getting tracking. Like they've already got it,
Yeah.
but then the tracking shows up. So every day I come home and I'm looking to see if there's a van on my porch.
I
So
mean, it's like walking down the steps, at Christmas morning. I mean, you keep walking down those steps and nothing's there.
pulling down the driveway,
You realize Dad left 7 months ago for cigarettes and milk and never came back, and you just
never
keep
came
walking
back.
down those steps
Just kept walking forever into oblivion. So,
every morning.
so Turk says I fooled around and missed the van. I need a van. You can still order it on Ramen and on BBTS, but last I checked, I know Ramen posted that a couple days ago there were only 15 of the white one left. I have not checked the other ones. Like there's been no update, so I'm guessing you can still order all of them from Ramen. BBTS never had the um, the 18 one. Damn it, not the Raider, the
Oh,
other one.
okay.
They didn't. They never got that one for pre-order, but you could pre-order the other three from them.
Okay.
But I believe I'll pull it up. I think Ramen, all of them are still available to order straight from them.
Yeah, Derek's like, those vans are on BBTS. It's like, yeah, all the ones you don't want.
Yeah. So just looking, yeah, it looks like on Ramen site they're all still available. So and while I'm looking at it, the recoil is the A team, the alphabet van. So it's the recoil. I mixed those up.
Mm,
Triple
how
C
dare
didn't
you?
I didn't buy ramen. They're not 3D printed. They're mold. Yes, they're injection mold. Um, they're they're a little thinner than some of the stuff, but it doesn't feel cheap. It just feels different.
I mean, the racer, right?
Hmm.
That feel pretty good.
Yeah, racer's fine, man.
I
I
mean,
dig it.
yeah, that thing was sweet. I like the vroom vroom on it myself.
Mr. Magus is like the dragonfly watching all them videos of everyone
Yeah.
getting it, but all you get is crickets. That's really what it feels like. And it's a lot of the people I know that ordered it is who's getting it.
Oh, that makes it. Oh, it's
Yeah.
like son of a bitch.
I see random people on the Facebook groups that are getting it. There's a bunch of people on Uncle Tim's Facebook group that have gotten it.
Oh shit,
Um,
that's a name we hadn't heard in a little while.
yeah, yeah. Hadn't
Uncle
hadn't hadn't
Timmy,
watched to see what he's pre-ordered
boy,
and canceled the next
he,
day.
listen, man, let's tell a little story real quick. This little journey, this little YouTube journey, and getting into it, and you getting back into collecting and stuff, especially. And I say me, but you collect much more and different stuff. Um, Uncle Tim was one of them first YouTubers that you kind of started watching. I remember talking to you about him, right?
Yeah,
You kind of said, "Oh, check, I've seen this guy, man. He cuts up, and so I was like, all right, I'll check him out, and then eventually we had that conversation between the two of us, just like in one part of the video, dude's like, ah, fam, I can't be buying this shit no more, man. I'm just done with Hasbro. And then like 15 seconds later, he's like, but you know what? I'm gonna be getting that new thing and coming out. It's
oh,
gonna be up on the shelf, and you're like,
mm,
wait a minute.
in the 20 seconds, fam. Since I said that, I decided I was gonna go on and get it, fam.
Yeah, it's like every
Because
video.
it's real out here.
It's real out here, fam. He's
I do
in Detroit, or whatever, Chicago,
Chicago.
talking about shootings outside his apartment or house every day. I'm like, oh my God, this
Like
shit is a
every
trip.
third video, there's sirens
Oh
going
my
by.
God. Oh my God. But he was one of them
I
early
do.
ones, man. He's one of them early ones that I
I
remember you
do.
were kind of checking him out. And it stripped me out.
It got me feeling a certain kind of way, fam. I do like Uncle Tim. I still watch his stuff, but I cannot watch like I used to. I'd just turn it on and I'd be like, listen to one, click the next one, listen to one, click the
Yeah.
next one. I
No,
got to
I
read the
got you.
titles now.
So I'll be honest. So for me, before I even started getting any of the GI Joe
Menjoza
classifieds
in
at
the
all,
house.
what's up, Menjoza? Before I started doing it, people doing too much. Oh, Roman Graham, that's great. Um,
Dreadnought K6 in the house. What's up, man?
hey, I remember before I started getting any of the classifieds at all, and I remember before you started collecting again too. I remember sending you, sending you a link for HC 788 because he was one of the
Mhm.
first ones that I saw because I just on a whim one night looking up GI Joe like we probably all done or or whatever maybe when you weren't collecting and you just kind of was curious about toys and stuff and I just remember looking up I remember seeing his videos and I was like man this dude is a trip it's like it's super low budget. Right, super low budget, but
Yeah.
it didn't matter.
The
Little
content
skits,
was
yeah, the
there, the
content, the
knowledge.
skits, and every review was consistent, right? Because he would go through the articulation and he would talk about the 90 degrees or and the hips and the swivel and this and that and the kung fu grip and just whatever, right? And so he was one of the first ones, and I remember like texting you a link and like man check this dude out man like this dude and he'd been at it for a while.
Oh
Everybody
yeah.
here probably in the chat already had been watching that guy or seeing his stuff but it was new to me
Yeah.
pre 2020 anyway I guess something like that and so he was kind of the first person that I started seeing and Peg Warmers was another one. Those guys are kind of part of the angry video game nerd
Yeah.
sphere of people so to speak and so Peg Warmers was another one that I kind of caught on to, several years ago. It's hard to think. It's been 5, 6 years now or longer. It's
Right.
like, oh my God.
I'm trying to remember what we were thinking about before we started talking
Eric
about
Thurman, what's up?
Uncle
What?
Tim.
Well, you were talking about you were just talking about the ramen, the van,
Okay.
and just
Uh,
and Tony's
uh,
thoughts.
yeah, I got that comment of Tony starred right there. The van's making me wish I ordered the Charger. It's up, the new one, the black, the racer black chrome or black metal. It's up. It's up right now. You can do it. Let's see. I still got ramen pulled up over here. It is 260 ordering it from ramen, so it's probably 340 on BBTS.
260.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
And the razor is still 210.
Get you some. 210? Really? No
Yeah,
sale.
that's the early bird. That's the early bird.
Okay.
For the razor. I do want the razor, but I just can't do it right now. Can't do it, fam.
Hey, yeah, fam. Like sometimes, you gotta cut out, fam. Like, you just can't do it every time, fam.
So weird. And it's on Tony. It's on BBTS too. I'll pull it up real quick and see.
Yeah, you gonna pull it
because
up
I don't
real
remember
quick.
what it is. I thought I had that tab up, but alas, I do not. Let's see. It's 294 on BBTS, so 260 coming from ramen, and you're gonna have to pay shipping. 294 from BBTS. So it's it depends on which way you want to go. I'd rather get it from ramen, honestly, but I don't know now.
I'm sorry, I can't even. Y'all playing. It's real out here. I'm a grown ass man.
I'm a grown ass man. I know my pockets.
Y'all are killing me. Oh my god, I love it. We done started something.
He does some conspiracy theory videos.
Oh boy.
People got mad at him for doing conspiracy theory videos. And we can't even listen to you talk about toys. This is my channel.
Don't you try doing nothing different now. Yeah. Don't you even try that shit.
Yeah, this is my channel. You don't like it? Go over to so-and-so channel. This is my channel. I talk about whatever hell I want, fam. I do really like him, though.
I'm gonna say
I'd
something,
love to meet that guy.
Actually, here's the deal. What trips me out, I don't think I've ever seen him in a chat. Like, I've never seen him. I don't think I've ever seen him in a chat or any of the streams that maybe I watch or you watch. I don't think I've ever seen him, and maybe he doesn't go by that handle. I would assume he did since it's his YouTube channel, but I don't think I've ever seen him in one.
He's mentioned before that he don't really want to be part of like all of the drama and bullshit that
I get
that we get sucked into.
Well, and Lord knows there's plenty of it, that's for sure. We've watched it.
But he has done, I mean, every once in a while he'll do some live streams and like he'll sit there and he reads the chat and talks to the chat. I saw somebody in there in one of them, and I'm trying to remember who it was that I saw in there. It was somebody that hell may be in here now listening to us. It was somebody we know. And I was like, what's up, Uncle Tim? And I commented on something he said. And he was like, yes, that's what I said. I was like, something like, oh shit, Uncle Tim is live. And he was like, yes, 3-star, Uncle Tim is live. It was like the first or second one he ever did.
Nice. Well, that's always fun. Yeah, he seems like a guy you'd want to go to a backyard barbecue, eat a hot dog, and shoot the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you could probably get some real talk on some shit, right? Get dude just going off. It'd probably actually be really funny.
Yeah,
probably really funny.
I think he'd be entertaining. I'd love to meet him.
Oh, I have no doubt about it.
Mr. Magnus says, I used to watch Tim, but it got to be too much. Knew when he found myself screaming. I
did the same thing, Magnus.
It was time to change the channel.
I did the same thing, dude. I would be yelling. I'd be yelling at my phone. I'd be like, man, well, come on then, dude, and quit. Just stop.
You made a whole ass video saying the exact opposite thing yesterday.
I would be yelling at my phone.
They got like 14,000 views, and here you are today talking about doing the exact opposite. It's
Oh
funny, man.
shit,
I
that's
I can't
awesome.
hate on him. He's funny as hell,
We've
man.
gotten some mileage out of Tim on this, man.
Yeah,
That ain't no
man.
joke.
Got some distance on Tim. Yeah, shit,
Oh goodness
shit's real
gracious.
out here, fam. Um, oh, let's see. We talked about ramen. Let's see what we
Yeah.
got two. Threw me off because we got to it early. So
Hey, well, that's okay. Lord knows we've got plenty to talk about, don't we? And I'm
yeah,
sure
we
the
got a lot.
chat probably has plenty to say about it. If they've already said enough, right? I have no doubt about it. But we all know what happened a couple yesterday.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about. I'm sorry, I glanced over it. I still got BBTS pulled up, and I have it on the ramen page on BBTS for all the ramen stuff.
You just looking
And
for
there,
that notification.
no, I don't have the email up. No, so I ordered the interchange pack for my racer,
Okay.
which is the extra hood with the supercharger and the extra tail lights and shit. Because mine didn't get that. Mine was the bare bones one,
Yeah.
and they had that add-on pack, but it was out. Like I couldn't find it, and I couldn't find it. Like even on eBay, it was like ridiculous. It was crazy money. And I was like, all right, well, I'll just keep my eyes open. Maybe one will pop up. Well, they reissued it, and
It's a
it
free
was just,
add-on.
yeah. Uh, I'll probably never be getting any more free add-ons from them. Um, but they reissued it, and I saw it once pop up on BBTS, and I missed it. And I kept watching, and it showed back up again. I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" So I ordered it. It's supposed to be delivered Q1. Within the next 10 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not gonna happen. But what
No.
caught my eye was it was 19.99, and that's what I pre-ordered it for because it's just like the hood and the center caps,
Yeah.
and it's just a few pieces to change the appearance. And I'm looking at it now, and it's 21.99. So it's gone up $2. There's your tariff money or your
Hey,
BBTS
I
greed
mean,
money. One of
I
the
was gonna
could be
that
either.
that could be, we don't know, and they're not gonna explain it either. There will not be
And
an explanation.
and while we're talking about it, because we're going to talk about the Joes, but since we happen to be talking about uh, unbeknownst pricing and BBTS, they have all the Joes that we're going to talk about listed yesterday for 27.99. So they went
Really?
up $2 at
So
BBTS.
now, talking about a small company, um,
Yeah.
that yeah, I'd say so compared to Hasbro or Mattel or
Well, I mean, they're a
yeah,
retailer. I'm talking about not BBTS is selling the new Joes
but
for
at 27,
27.99.
right? So they went up.
They did, but they're
It
still 24.99 from Hasbro.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Small company, retailer, smaller retailer, profit margins are a little different probably for them. So it's possible that
I,
could be the case, and that they needed to charge more, and they just immediately saw that, right off the top. I mean, that's possible.
well,
You
so
know,
Woody says all new products on BBTS have added a
yeah,
$2 tax or $2 increase, I guess. So, and Woody would know because he orders so much from them. They
right.
got Woody on speed dial. Um, so
That's good.
he's going to be one of the first people to notice that because he orders a lot of stuff from them. Now I'm thinking them going up because they're already higher than everybody else on everything. Their
Right.
Joes were 25.99 to begin with, so they've gone up $2, like what he says here. I'm thinking that is just pre-insulation in case of the tariffs actually happening
I mean, it could be. It
because
just,
they
I
get
mean,
their own container.
I mean, either way, I doubt we'll get an explanation, right? I mean, I
No,
would assume we won't, but that definitely could be. But I mean, if that's a recent thing, that could definitely be a reaction, or a preemptive
Yeah.
thing by them,
Um,
right? Just to
and
go ahead and maybe, if that does come through and it does hurt their business, then at least maybe they're banking, right? They're kind of sandbagging a little bit.
that's kind of what I'm thinking there in J Astro. I remember somebody saying BBTS was always another dollar or two more. That's me because I am always complaining about BBTS. Um, I hate that there's exclusive stuff you can only get from them. I hate it.
I mean, they're in the game, right? I mean, and if they can get their hands on exclusives, that it's then more power to them, I guess, right? They've got to figure out a way to get them eyeballs, right? I
Speaking of
mean,
exclusives, how come all of the other store exclusives show up on BBTS? I noticed they've got Night
right?
Force Tunnel Rat, the
Oh man.
Walmart.
Well, who's buying that son of a bitch?
I bought him, but I did buy him on sale.
What?
He's still in the box, but
No, but you know
uh,
what I'm saying. Like
yeah, I know.
overall, I'm
Yeah.
sure that's.
Um, so let's see. Derek says I renewed my Pulse Premium yesterday, and I'm cheaper with tax from Hasbro than BBTS. Yeah, I'm. The only thing that really saved me yesterday for was the snake because it's exclusive, and I will probably wind up getting all of this stuff from somewhere else before it's over with. But you got to guarantee it on Pulse. So you're just gonna get
Yeah,
it
sure.
2 months later.
Yeah.
Um, that was an off the cuff joke. Crimson Cobra Commander, they ain't making a flag. They're never gonna make a flag again.
There's, I mean, even as an O ring, like if they said, "Hey, we're gonna make one," right? And they do that as a HasLab. Like I just don't see it like that's because they know in the current day and age, no one has room for that. I mean, the way people live now compared to the 80s, like nobody has room anymore for like something like that. I would think in
Yep.
the 80s it would be more feasible to me just in general the line of thinking, but now
Yeah.
it's like, I just can't imagine people having
Um.
room for something like that, especially for their kids.
Yeah. So let's see. Triple C really wanted the divers.
Love the
Missed the
divers.
divers. They will be them divers will be $20 at Target in 7 months. You ain't gonna have no trouble getting them, and Breaker will be too. So yeah, they're once they hit, man, that Target stuff. Once they come out, after it's
Yeah,
been out 6 weeks, they're
right.
no trouble finding them. Tiger Force Tripwire and Roadblock sold out, so they couldn't give them fucking things away. Um, Menjoza learned my lesson. BBTS to order multiples, ordered Operation Monster Force, and they shipped them individually. Ouch.
Damn.
That hurts. Um, let's see. In possibly, they're not supposed to go up this year. They have already said that. Don't mean they won't go back on it. If they Derek says if they make a flag, it's O ring. I agree, and they're not doing O ring. Does anybody gonna buy a flag from Super 7? Because that's who's doing the O rings.
Um.
How much would that be?
Yeah, man. I don't know.
That's Cat's Lair prices
Right? Come on.
plus.
Come on now.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, and got into the flag discussion there for a second, back and forth. It's kind of funny. Uh, yeah. And Bobby Wold, I did not see the package art teasers, but I've also not been in the mix with community
ah,
posts and back
we
and forth.
we we got them. We got them.
Okay.
They're shitty
Um,
quality, but I got them. What's up, Bobby and Sabir Del Norte? What's going on, buddy? Sean
Sabir in the
Jones in the
house.
house. What's up,
Yep. What's
Sean
up?
Jones?
Um, Yeah, yeah,
That's
that's
a good point.
exactly that's what I mean,
Good
right?
point.
Yeah. I mean,
That's, I
it's just
guess, a
no
real
way.
good point.
Can you
There-
imagine a classified USS Flag?
So I have room for it. You know, I have room.
Yeah, you do.
I'd
You
never get to
do.
play with it or do anything
You
with it
couldn't
because
do
it's
shit.
gonna be taking up the entire basement with like all of my mom's old dishes and utensils stacked
Just
on
at
top of it.
at that scale though. I mean seriously, like oh my god.
So
I mean it would
yeah,
be awesome. It would be a thing to behold for sure. But holy cow.
my
Has
truck is
shipping
probably
something like
not
that?
my truck is probably not worth what it would cost to buy that.
Yeah, and again, like trying to ship something like that. Like what you'd have to
That's
pay.
that's where your BBTS $4 flat rate shipping would come
Ah,
in
or is
handy.
that where your Pulse Premium membership comes in handy?
How does Pulse get such a good rate on shipping stuff? You know what the shipping was on the snake armor? 6.99. It cost me
Yeah.
20 it cost me $25 to ship a tiger paw to California.
That's it's all contractual, right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
that's all contractual, and they, of course, they did switch carriers at
Yeah,
least
their
for,
shipping probably went down because they're using
I was gonna
DHL.
say, they decided to go a different route, right? And
Trash
they
ass
ship,
DSL.
and so that probably helped them out. Again, we mentioned it before. We're not going to go into it. They were looking at cost cutting measures and they looked at every single line by line that they could do. And
Yeah.
that's just, they were losing money hand over fist. They had to do something.
Oh, did you buy it, Crimson Cobra Commander? The classified flag on Etsy. It's 12 feet long by 4.5 feet wide by 4.5
Shit.
feet tall. I sell the post or the video. I've seen. I hadn't seen it on Etsy, but I have seen the. I think just the pictures of it somebody shared from Etsy. How much is it?
I'm just trying
Because
to,
I know you know.
yeah, I'm just trying to envision it right here. I'm looking at the floor and I'm just trying to like envision that like it's a shark basically, right? It's like a mako. It's a mako right here on the floor.
Oh, I now 12 by 12 foot, 12 foot long. I could actually put in the living room, but I'd have to scoop my couch back, and I wouldn't be able to see the TV if it's 4.5 feet tall.
Yeah, but you deal with it. You know you
I
would.
would. I'd move the couch
Yeah, you would.
or the TV.
I know you would.
So, I'm gonna let you handle this for a second. I'm gonna run to the restroom a little earlier than what we usually do, but I've drank twice as much
Yeah,
coffee.
I was gonna say a little bit earlier, but we've been at it. That's all good. Go do your thing, man.
I'll be right back, and then we're gonna talk about some expensive ass pre-order days.
Yes, which I'm sure everybody's had the pleasure to go over multiple times in multiple streams. We talked about it, and it's kind of funny because we've gotten kind of lucky on some of these where these things go up on a Tuesday or there's an announcement and it comes right before we're able to do a stream. But the funny thing is now everybody's doing streams, and there's an extra stream on Tuesdays now, with Baldy and Punk and Tony and Spec, and so now you've got extra live, extra news right coming in, and so it's funny because it's like man, trying to gauge that level of interest. But the one thing I've found is that everybody's still interested. Everybody's still interested. If you're like me, man, like you know, I still like looking at these pictures. I still love looking at what's coming out and getting excited. And then obviously I have my thoughts on the stuff I don't like. But yeah, man, like Sabir, it is tough, like just trying to keep up because it is. I mean, you think about all the different people and people that come into this stream and then the other streams that we go into, and how many people have a live stream, right? At all different times of the day, and it is hard to keep up, and especially like and we all work. So then if you're working, then you're trying to maybe watch after the fact. And but yeah, like it has worked out a couple times though, at least on the for us on the news front, because a lot of these things have happened like right before our stream on Wednesday, which is every other week. So we just kind of been fortunate for that to happen. But I know everybody's gone over this stuff, but I like to hear everybody's thoughts on it. You know, I like everybody's opinions on the color schemes and uniforms and everything. So you know, that's just the way I am.
I heard you talking. I don't mind it because I like to hear different people's
Yeah.
opinions on it.
Yep.
On the figures and things. Um,
You could do a Highlander, Bobby, a Highlander Joe, you know, or Highlander toy streamer
I think
match.
somebody else was thinking about doing something like that, but I never saw it happen. Uh, let's see. Roman says you missed Crystal Ball.
That sucks. I do like that figure. He's another one of them ones that I hated back in the day, but when I see it now, I'm like, yeah, I see they done something good with it.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to Crystal Ball, man. I'm digging Crystal Ball.
Something I wanted to highlight real quick. Let's see. Files.
There's the answer on the
Oh, for the
flag.
flag. Okay.
1,000
Well,
for it printed.
okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, if you can do it
It's
and
a
you got the
lot of
room, have
time.
at it. But yeah, man. So here's the deal, Mr. Madgus. There is no hunt anymore, at least not in our neck of the woods,
No.
because there's nothing to hunt. They just don't stock the shelves. And, you know, if you want to go way out of your way like you do when you go to Yojo Depot, but that's now out of the way for most people if they were not maybe out traveling or whatever during the day or whatever. But still, like that's a good ways to drive. Um, but there's just no hunt for us. Like every time I go somewhere, I always take a stroll down the aisle. I always go look and see, and there's nothing. Like they ain't stocking shit in Nashville. It's just not
Especially
happening.
you have better luck at Target than Walmart. Although you
Right.
did send me a
I
picture of a
did,
pretty good
yes.
find at
I
Walmart
did
like a couple
find
weeks
a
ago.
yes, but you know, overall, yeah, it's just they just don't stock the shelves here. And so there is no hunt. I would love the toy hunt. It would be fun to get in the car and go check every couple days or every few days,
Yeah.
but there's no reason to because every time you go, there's nothing there
It's
and it
there's no
hasn't changed.
Punk talks about it a lot, how frustrating it is to get out and walk all the way into a Walmart and all the
Oh
way
my
back to
God.
toys, knowing there's not going to be anything there.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and we've talked about it before. Like Derek says, Walmart doesn't carry Joe's. Target's had the same jinx for 2 months.
That's about
Uh,
right.
so,
Yeah.
um, I'm Agus. I have nothing else. I'm retired. I got nothing to do.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
get it. I get
that's
it.
cool. We'll see. You could drive to like the store that I talk about all the time that I like so much, Yojo Depot, Hole in Wall, Tennessee. Look him up. He's an hour and 20, 25 minutes from my house, but I work in the town that it's in sometimes. So that's usually when I run in there. Now I did go down there a couple weeks ago on Saturday. Man, Purple Elf ran down there. It was a very good trip. Also, um, but so Mr. You could do it, Mister Magus, if you had a good toy store. But most people, like, unless you want to spend a whole Saturday or Sunday driving around, and those are the 2 days most other people are going to go out too. So
Well,
the
also
Walmarts here
too,
just don't get shit.
the other part about that is that some people like, you know, may very well enjoy going and driving around. The problem is when you do that 10 to 15 times and every time you do driving around and you visit 6 to 7 stores and there's nothing in them, right? Then
Yeah.
eventually that driving around ain't so fun anymore. You
It's
know, I mean,
discouraging.
yeah, you're just like, well, screw it. There's no point because nothing's gonna be there. But I would love it. I mean, I'd love to roll into a Target and grab 3 or 4 figures off of a
Yeah,
peg. I mean, that'd be awesome, dude. But that only happened maybe one time for me,
yeah.
one time in the last 5 years.
Yep. And Mendoza, same here. GameStop's best bet trying to find a Joe in the wild these days.
Yeah.
Same here. If there's something like when I was looking all over for that retro card Recondo, and I finally found it at GameStop, like I knew that's where I was probably going to find it,
Then
even
I
though
saw that dude
Walmart.
at yeah, I was gonna say I seen that dude at
Yeah,
Walmart like 8 trips in a row over 3 months or 2 months or whatever
yeah.
it was.
They
Him and
finally
Duke.
started. They finally started showing up, but at first all you could find was Duke and then Scarlet a little bit,
Scar
and
Lady
then
J was a peg warmer forever. Lady J would be there every
well
single time.
out of that wave, the
Yeah,
Duke
but I
and
mean
Recondo and
she was
Scarlet. Oh yeah,
yeah, but
wasn't
yeah, no,
nobody
but
buying Lady J.
she was always there. Um
It sucks. So all right, so let's see. Go ahead
Man, that
and
sucks.
we'll talk about pre-order madness.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was madness.
So the first one that I want to show is let me go back to this side panel thing here, and we'll talk about the renders first because the figures we've all really seen. So let's talk about these renders. So here's this sumbitch right here. Who likes V4 Snake Eyes? Raise your hand. Um, I do not like this version of Snake Eyes. I've said it a bunch of times. The render looks good. It's a good looking figure, but I really do not like this version of Snake Eyes. I never have. What do you think? I know you're not really crazy about this dude.
I just I just make the comments that I swear every time I go to the flea market, they have that big 12-inch one, the ugly ass ones. Well, I don't remember what they're called, but they have the
Is it Hall
cloth
of Heroes?
Hall of Heroes or whatever that shit. And every time I see this some bitch is there, and every time I'm like, oh Lord, get that out of my sight. Um, but I will say that they have a knack for making figures that I do not really care for uh, look good. They have
Yep.
a tendency to be able to take guys that I didn't care about and turn them into something. So as Menjoza says, I'll reserve judgment till I see it in hand. A lot of times when we get these things in hand, they they actually end up looking good. So if I had to guess, I'd say this guy's probably going to look pretty sweet. He's going to be pretty slick looking. It's not my Snake Eyes. V2 is my Snake Eyes. This is not my Snake Eyes. But if I had to guess, they're going to make this guy look really good and going to make me end up wanting to get him. But initially, no. I'm not fond of this particular version personally.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, I never liked this version, and you talking about them making characters that we don't really like, making them awesome. We just got through talking about how much we can't wait for Crystal Ball, so that's a testament to this figure's probably going to look good. This will be a pass for me, at least initially. Um, I know I was also not gonna get Butterscotch Snake Eyes, the Desert Commando, and he's a really good figure. I mean,
Well,
he's just a
okay.
mix up of different other ones, but he's a very good looking figure. But it is also the other uniforms, costumes that I like
Yeah,
put together.
it's
I
kind of
don't like
weird.
this one. I hate
Well,
the head sculpt.
and initially with Snake Eyes, what they did is they gave us a combination of the different costumes, but they never really
Yeah,
gave us the right one that you really wanted.
exactly.
You got a little bit of everything mixed up over the course of different figures. But this one obviously is definitely, patterned after that specific version. There's no, mix action,
So
shit.
they, they get this man a grappling hook with no
Well,
rope. I
okay,
hope he's
so
got a rope.
Shark Eyes is on that because yeah, the accessories are pretty weak. I mean, they say I remember watching the stream and Lenny's like, "We changed the swords up a little bit." I'm like, "Oh, I don't give a shit about that." Like, okay, fine. If put a little red on there by the hilt, I don't know, but other than that, like accessory wise,
Got the
you
looks
give
like
him a
got the Arashikage down there by the hilt.
right. But and I mean, of course, but you know what I'm saying. Like, other than that, like if he's got a grappling hook, but there's nothing to attach, like I don't understand that. And you would at least show that, but I'm
Yeah.
assuming that he's going to come packaged with some rope. I would have to.
At least they gave my man Alpine a little bit of rope. You know, they gave
Yeah.
me. Of course, he is a mountain dude. So
Well,
let's.
yeah.
Uh, Derek's a pass. Jay Astro's a pass.
Most people are a
Magus is a
pass.
pass. I will
Yeah.
do say what's up to Comic Death. I saw you earlier. I
What's
forgot to
up?
highlight you. What's up, man? He likes it. Turk pass. Derek loves Snake Eyes, but nope.
Right.
Dave is a wave. So Dave likes it. But this is why I knew that Dave was going to say that. He's the only O ring he's got left after the
Okay.
flood.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that you got sentimental. That I'd get it too if that was my case. Um, Reminds me of a recolored V1,
right.
and it is a popular version of Snake Eyes, especially for people that got into the line a little later. There's a lot of
Right.
people that this was their Snake Eyes.
I
So
mean, Viper Scout likes V4 better than V3, which was his first figure. Um, Spear, might end up getting this one too. I mean, look, if it ends up looking good, I'll probably end up getting the damn thing because I'm just a sucker like that. But
yeah,
but that's what I mean. Just on the front end, top end, not to belabor it, but they just have a tendency to make these look really good when you don't think they're going to, and they end up
yeah.
turning out really well. And but the accessories definitely need a little
No,
zhuzhing
they
up.
got that yeah, jazzing it up. Got that damn Tomax and Zaymot MP5. I
Man,
like that. I do like that gun though,
you want
but
to talk about some weak accessories?
yeah.
Those two
S-
figures.
Still no
Oh
Uzi.
shit!
Like, why does
I don't.
every
I
version
don't.
of Snake Eyes needs an Uzi?
I don't. Ah man, I don't know.
Every one of them. Bobby says at this point, out of the 400 original figures, there's not one that wasn't Lenny's favorite when he was a kid growing up.
Yeah, no, that's it's so funny. But they mentioned it in the stream. They
Yeah.
literally said, hey, Snake Eyes is our favorite figure. You guys all know that. And it's like, yeah, it shows because there's 72 of them.
Yeah, we keep getting them. And
Like
this is the
Jesus.
second Snake Eyes announced this year.
I mean, shit, man. Like, I get it. Everybody thinks G.I. Joe is the only thing associated with G.I. Joe is Snake Eyes for some reason. Like, that's,
Yep.
if you put that out there, then yes, that's what people are going to think. Anybody that comes into the line new, they're like, oh, it's Snake Eyes and the rest of the gang. It's like, there's so much more.
Yeah, I mean they did put him at the bottom in the little barcode. So,
Yeah.
um, all right. So yeah, Shark Eyes wanted to see a grapple launcher homage to the OG one. So that's actually one thing that I'm glad they didn't do personally. But it's just me. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
glad the
Yeah.
people that like it are going to get it. So let's move on. So that's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
old snaky snake. So here we go. I'm really really glad to
This
see
was a
something
surprise.
that was not actually freaking leaked. And I mentioned
Yep.
I hope that we would see something that hadn't gotten leaked. And we got this. Now we knew eventually this was coming as soon as we saw the text missile. Um, so what do you guys think about this? Like, I'm glad they're doing Colonel Hawk as a green shirt.
Yeah.
Got the flat top. Complete reuse, other than I think that head. I think, but like this don't do anything for me personally.
Okay. I would love the figure. I could care less about the missile system. And I agree 100% that Blast Effects at this point, they need to create some new shit. Um, or you get yours from other places, which a lot of people do. Um, but, I'd take the figure, um, but I could care less about the other, part of it.
Yeah.
Again, the Blast Effects, man, like, come on. Seriously? Like
At
we
least they
this
got the colors right on
shit. I
these
I know, but
for the
still, man.
smoke and the fire.
Right, but I just, that's the scrap iron blast effects. Like we
Yeah.
got this, what the hell, man? Like, it's the same ones. Like, give something a little different. Something, just. And Derek says the missile effect's still wrong.
Well, the smoke would be at the back where it's launched out, and then the missile ports in where it's orange. So no, that's right. That's right for the. That's right. Oh no 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 no.
No, yeah, it's
I the
wrong.
yeah, because it goes into the missile. You're
Yeah,
correct.
yeah,
I'm thinking
yeah, it
coming out
is
of a
wrong.
launcher.
I was
You're
gonna
right. It
say,
is.
yeah,
I'm
it is
sorry.
wrong. Yeah,
Yep,
it
it
is
is
still
still
wrong.
backwards.
I was
Yep.
gonna say, I was like,
Yeah, you're right. I was for some reason I was thinking coming out of a launcher like scrap irons
that's so.
missile. So
Oh my god! Like, what the
hopefully they
hell?
fix this shit. So
Well, obviously that's not a priority.
no, uh,
They're not gonna fix it. They're
no,
they're
probably
rolling
not.
with it. You're going
Yeah.
on years past now. This
So
is they're rolling with it.
so uh Sabir says I want the Colonel, never had this one before, so I
Yeah,
didn't have it
yeah,
either as a
yeah.
kid. I somehow wound up with the Hawk figure, but I never had the SMS or whatever the hell it was back then. So like I don't need this. It's gonna be $75 if they don't go up. And I know what I think about the SMS at $75. I
Yeah.
will not be pre-ordering this.
If you find
Uh,
it down the line, great. Do you
yep.
really? Is it a have to have? Probably not for most people. I like again. I like the figure. That's really the only thing I would want from it. But I don't want to pay the price just to get him.
And Triple C says this is an Amazon
Yeah.
exclusive. So this will be something that would like make a good birthday gift for me, or I'll pick it up on the Pulse Warehouse sale if there's any left. God knows BBTS will wind up with them.
Sure. Now, see, Derek, I like the fact that OG 13 and all that. That's why I said, man, like I would love the figure. I mean, definitely. But as far as the everything else, it's like, man, I just don't want to pay that price just to get him.
Yep. And that's Shark Eye says it is a
Right.
hostage pack, nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah.
People that want them original 13 going,
Yeah.
oh, no, I mean, he did come with it. So it does make sense to put this figure with this thing. It
Yeah.
does make sense as far as the way it lines up with the original stuff, but still, like, I don't need it. I'm not impressed with the Cobra
Yeah.
version of it, so I don't need this.
And I mean, it can be towed and all that stuff, of course, and we know all that, but yeah, no, it feels like kind of a hostage pack to me too.
Yep.
Definitely.
And Derek says I need my
Yep.
OG 13, and Shark said that's exactly what they're banking on. So let's go on to we got our green shirt 2-pack army builder that we knew was going to be coming because of the leaks. Whatever 6 weeks ago that some people did not see.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah. I for one actually had no clue about this. But I also do not. Um, I don't keep up with a lot of the message boards and stuff either. So I know probably everybody and their mom knew about this, but I'm like, okay, cool. This is cool. I'm fine with this.
this
Yeah.
is one. This is one that I do foresee me getting because I've been one of the people. When we've done lists of what would we like to see, I've said green shirt guys. So
Yeah.
I'd like to get 2 packs of this. Maybe have 4.
Yeah, no, I actually I like this. Definitely. So I'm all about it. But I definitely had no idea. So it was a surprise to me. And I was like, oh shit, okay, cool, man. I mean, I'm definitely about it. And they mentioned, hey, whether it's with the retro carded or whether it's with the, the regular classified line, it kind of goes with both. If that, whatever, if that's how you divvy up your stuff. Um, so yeah, you get two head sculpts, two sets, the different sets, colors of hands, and everything. So I'm good with it, man. I love it.
What's the controversy around this green shirt? You get more than one set of sculpts and head. I don't think there's. I mean, it's supposed to be a 2 pack, so I don't think that there's any controversy over it.
Is it a 2 pack or is it just a single soldier?
I think it's a 2 pack.
I thought this was just a single soldier with an extra head and extra hands. That's
I,
just. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's the way I took it. But maybe it is a 2 pack. But I just thought this is kind of they're doing this with then that way you could just buy you know another one or
yeah.
whatever. I know it'd be like a 2 pack though.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna
Woody
say yeah,
says retro card. So with the explosion back behind it. So
and it's
originally
got the
it
figure
was.
stand.
Yeah, I guess so. So I was thinking it was originally announced as a 2 pack.
Yeah,
So
no, that's what
yeah,
I thought.
okay. So
Just a
well
solo.
then, I don't see any controversy with that at all. Then if they're doing it as a single card, retro card, you can make choose your adventure own race for this guy, and
Right.
if you want more than one, you can buy more than one, and you can throw this other head on somebody else. If you got somebody that's kind of got a generic suit, take this guy and put him on all them extra grunts. That way, your
Well,
extra
yeah,
green
see.
shirts won't be a bunch of grunt.
Right, exactly. Right. So you got plenty of options, man. I mean, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
I'm good with it, but it was a surprise for me, that's for sure.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Those guys off the clock, take their head and put it on this sculpt. Yep.
sure.
Um, green shirts appeal to the cartoon fans. There were a bunch of them in the comics too, um, and some of the comics. So yeah, I'm down for green shirts, and I don't need. I can't. I won't be buying like 10. I mean, I'll get two.
Yeah, I mean, shit. For those that can,
Yeah, I mean,
carry on.
yeah, I mean, I'm all
Absolutely.
all for it if that's somebody wants that many, but two's probably all I see me getting. But I do want to pick it up. So
Uh,
well, then we got
Joe
this.
Fan 84 in the house.
What's up,
What's
Joe
up?
fan? How'd I miss that?
It's
Um,
all good.
retro bat. So what do you think, man? I got so many bats, but I love them. I just, man, I
Man,
just
I
don't know if
just
I
did
want
not when I heard this shit, I just had a big sigh.
to.
I when
They milking the hell out of that bat.
Yeah, and I'm like, cool, look, I like this look. I like this color scheme. But again, and I get it with the, from a effect standpoint, right? And the accessories. And they're, oh, we're getting the clear, front panel, right? And then of course you get your battle damaged and your other cover there. I yeah, this was a big old sigh for me, man. Like if you've already been collecting classifieds, if you're an army builder of any kind, you've already got 8 of these guys or 10 of these guys of each one and all that shit. And it's just like this reveal did not really do anything for me at all. And I don't collect. I just get one of each figure. That's how I do it. I don't see me really worrying about getting this dude. If I decide one day to, fantastic. But of course, watch it. It'll be like, oh, I don't like Cover Girl. I joke about that shit all the time, but it's like nobody wanted that damn figure, and then all of a sudden you couldn't buy it.
Yeah.
It's like, what
Yeah.
happened? Oh, now it's $57. You're like, what? So,
And everybody
yeah,
talking about her arm was falling off and didn't
yeah.
want to buy it. Didn't
So
like the art on the
if
box.
that happens, but no, for me, it's a pass for me initially. But I do like the look, love the colors, I love that scheme, I love it. But
Yep.
yeah, I don't need it.
So I'll just read through the chat here. So Menjoza, I like the accessories and effects. I love the effects, but why did we not get them 4 bats ago?
Right.
Um, let's see. Even Woody is only going to get 2 of these bats. That's how you know
Yeah.
it's a mess. So Army
Yep.
Builder and Woody's only going to get 2. Uh, Comic Death, I'd rather have gotten an Arctic Bat re-release. I don't know what the hell with the Arctic Bats,
No,
man. Like I got them, but you had that thing. You had it like 6 weeks before I had
I
mine.
did, and you know what? The accessories don't fit in the backpack. You remember that?
Yeah. Oh
You remember
yeah.
you can't put it back there. You couldn't put
Yeah.
they don't fit. That was the weirdest thing to me. I was disappointed with the Arctic back personally, but yeah, no, I did.
I
I had it
like it.
for a while, but yeah, I was a bit disappointed myself.
I love the Arctic Bat, but I'll say what's up to
Yeah,
Charlotte.
man. What's
Charlotte
going on,
Prime in the
Sharlock?
house. What's up, man?
Happening?
I do like this figure. I will not buy my standard quota for bats. I don't think because I will get one, but as much as
Not
I
this
love the
year.
bats, yeah, not this year. There's too much other stuff
Yeah.
coming out, and I've already got 5 of each. So
Right.
I'm good with just getting one of these for the card. I would like to have those blast effects for photography and
Yeah,
stuff, but
sure.
probably ain't happening.
It's the only way you can get them.
What he said, got 76 of these
Oh
bats,
yeah.
OG, already.
Yeah.
Never mind the other releases.
10,
Why
12, or 76.
why 76? Why not 75 or 8? I can't do, man. I gotta have fives or zeros in
Oh
bats.
yeah.
Yeah, for me.
Even numbers though,
But
76.
I have a feeling he probably just lost count somewhere.
That could have happened as well. Very much
No.
so.
So then we got that's all of our that's all of our
The
renders, and
renders, yeah.
this one I'm gonna do real quick before we talk about what actually went up.
Yeah,
So
that's fine.
this all relates to
Oh
the name
yeah.
reveals here. So we've
Yep.
seen the legs. I thought that was funny when they referenced the monkey wrench's leg on the fan stream. They're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, that leg looks
That
familiar," or
leg looks
whatever.
familiar, yep. And
So
obviously battle armor.
battle armor and Major Blood.
Major blood, yep.
That was kind of disappointing that those were the name reveals, and we've already seen pictures of the actual figure.
Yeah,
Uh,
right.
that was a little disappointing. I was hoping for more with the
I mean,
name
there's
reveal,
nothing
and
you
then
can do to stop that.
yeah,
There's nothing you can do to stop that.
and
It
then
just is what it is.
more of the legs, the unpainted Cobra Commander head.
Samuel Jackson
Yeah,
is
it's
Mace
it's
Windu.
Doc. That's an undercover Doc. It's a Spy Troops Doc.
Yeah. Love it.
And then this was Mercer and the
Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter
Yeah.
2 pack. So those were the name reveals. Now I'm pretty excited about all of them. I'm curious about Blood. I don't know what they're going to do with Major Blood other than make him mass device. That's what I'm thinking because they said he's not
Yeah.
retro. I think
Yeah.
he's going to be mass device Blood. So let's see, go through Action Figure Addict in the house. What's up, man?
What's up?
He having a good time hanging out with him on Punk's Pit the other night.
They still haven't done Blue Suit Baroness, right?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was getting to so many. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I do like that. I do like that look. It's weird, but I like it.
Sabir, he's going to be in the last wave of retros for the year.
Okay.
The final 3, I think they said. So it'll probably be out in, December or something like that.
Yeah, what did they say in the stream that there was only that was it when the retro figures that they were only doing so many or something. I can't remember exactly what they said, but they weren't doing
Uh,
that many. There was only going to be just
well, that was what I
a
was
few.
thinking, but about the green shirts. I thought they were talking about the green shirts,
Yeah, I just
and it
remember them
was just
making
going
the
to be
comment. Yeah, it says the bat and the green shirt are the last 2 retro for
so maybe
2025.
So maybe that's why I was
Yeah,
thinking it
so
was going
that's
to be a
why.
2-pack.
Yep, yep.
It's a 2-figure wave.
Yeah. So
So it's up to the nerd alert. How you doing,
what's
man?
up?
Thanks for stopping by, checking it out. Just talking about this same thing everybody else is talking about. Just giving
Hey.
our thoughts on it.
So there's the leg. There's the Rockettes right there.
Yeah.
All five of them.
So
I mean, yeah.
I want all of the figures in
I
this. I
just
want
want the
all these
legs.
legs.
I just want the
Just the
legs.
legs.
I don't even care about the figures. I just want the just want the legs.
Are those now something I hadn't looked
Same
at? I'm
picture.
trying to see if they're all the same leg. If they're all like left, I can't. I guess that's left.
No, I don't. I think the one on the end, the far left, is a right leg. I could be wrong.
No, yeah, you can see the cut on that. That's all right.
Yeah, that's left, left.
This is a right for sure because we know what the figure looks like or the old
making
one.
making them into lamps. Yeah, Viper Scout, that's great. Yeah, make them into lamps. That'd be fucking
Oh,
awesome, wouldn't it?
holy shit!
You know what? You would
Go to Hobby
if you're
Lobby and get
if
a
you're
model
married,
lamp
if you were
kit.
married or whatever, you would get in just as much shit having a lamp like that in your window as the one from A Christmas Story, wouldn't you?
You know it.
As a
You
guy, like if
know
you
it.
had one of these lamps, leg lamp, you get in probably more trouble for having one of these than you would the one from Christmas Story.
So if you could have any of these legs in a lamp, in a full size lamp, which one would you want?
Oh wow, golly, it'd have to be Battle Armor Cobra Commander for me.
I think that monkey wrench
You think
with the
so?
rips in the jeans.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Oh damn.
Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, all right. So let's get in. Let's go ahead and
Yeah.
we'll try to go through these and give our thoughts and whatnot. See what we think. See what we ordered. See what you guys ordered. So let's jump right into it. I don't have super high def like whatever pictures. Some of these are from Full Force. Some of these are from Pulse. So here's our box for Blowtorch. That's how he's going to come packaged.
Oh,
And I got
BT.
some of the promo shots for him. I got to look and see how many of each one I got. So here's
Yeah.
the front, and here is the back of Blowtorch. So this is what somebody was referencing earlier on the back of his box. You got the bridge layer here, and then got a bunch of Cobras that to me look like Valkyries or the infantry guy.
Yeah.
But whatever, blue shirts. So this is from what was the episode? Was this was it Countdown for Zartan? Was that it?
Nah.
Where Blowtorch was they were practicing and shit, and I don't know, it had the bridge layer in it. So
Yeah, I think so.
um
Yeah.
so
Um, I just go right off. I mean, I'm all about
I
this
do
figure. Yeah, that's
I
true.
do show
I am all about this figure. I will
looks he looks
say,
great.
yeah. Now I will say though, I guess just being the kid in me, I did like the brighter, like just wild ass, more yellow, bright, color of the original O-ring figure. Um, but they always, they update these guys, and I'm okay with this. This is a figure I've been wanting. I would have rather have had this guy over Barbecue personally first. Um, but I'm glad that we're getting him, and you know, last effects, usual suspects, right? I mean, nothing crazy. Um, was it Red Rocket's Glare?
It was Red Rocket's glare, I
Oh
think.
shit! Which of any of the cartoons we should have known that.
Yeah.
Holy shit! But yeah, I do like this guy. I like the updated look, and yeah, I obviously had to get. I mean, I was all in
I
on. So
this is so he is probably my favorite of everything that went up for pre-order yesterday.
okay,
So, and as you know, Blowtorch was a psychopath that liked to burn down nursing homes. So,
folks, go back and watch the Halloween episodes
um,
from
and so
last year.
I'm kind of excited to recreate that bio. Get me a couple of Aunt May figures. Old Aunt
Horrible,
May,
horrible.
not hot Marissa Tomei Aunt May. So,
No, no, no. Who would want that one?
yeah, not me, not at all.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm all in. So nothing much more for me to say about him. I definitely I was, and
everybody order blowtorch. So I really love this figure. I
I would
like the brighter too, but
yeah.
I'm happy with this. I think it looks good. My hope is that his actual blowtorch is not super flimsy like torches.
Oh,
It's gonna make it suck.
well, they've done really good with the weapons recently.
They have.
And so we'll see, right? Hopefully so. Um, yeah, that's understandable. I'm with you. Comic Death 5000. We did a so last Halloween, if you go back and watch our stream we did for Halloween, we each came up with 5 horror GI Joe stories each, and we read them.
Backstories and
Yeah,
stuff.
like a backstory for characters we picked out from the line, and it's pretty good. There's some pretty good, pretty good stories in there. So if you want to, it's towards the back end of the stream. So
Yeah,
if you didn't want to watch the obviously the whole thing,
this
scroll
part.
towards the back end of it. Yeah, and we each had like 5 short stories that we read that were horror stories. It's fun to do anyway. Um,
Jorgensen's in the
yeah,
house.
Clint, what's up, buddy? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, there's nothing more for me to say. I mean, I just, I love it. I love this character, so I was all in. I've been waiting on him for sure.
Yeah, I was really excited, but before they announced him, he was on one of our, what figures do you really want to see lists. I've
Yeah,
always liked
yeah,
this
for sure.
guy. I've always really dug this dude. So, yeah, Comic Death. We do a lot of silly here. So we like to have fun and not do so much, not quite as much ranting and finger pointing and talking shit about people as some other places do. So that was one of our silly episodes that we did. So there's some more. I've got some of the promos that just did a fantastic job with these
Yeah, great
on this
picks, man.
page.
Yeah, great picks, for sure.
So right there, it looks like it's going to hold that blast effect up, and he can get
Yep.
a good two-handed grip on it. So we shall see.
Yes. Yep.
We
For
shall
for
see.
for those that like the photos, definitely.
Like him and Charbroil, I never cared much for Charbroil.
Yeah, I didn't. He wasn't one of my dudes. Not really, but
Uh, I got
yeah.
him. I mean, he's all right. I didn't need him. I got blowtorch. Same way I didn't need heavy duty because I had roadblock. So Todd C in the house. Did you change your name?
Todd C, what's up?
Is
Yeah,
C a
Todd C,
abbreviation
bitches.
for an
Maybe
element?
he's gone green. It might maybe it's his secondary YouTube channel. Now he's got two. He has 2 channels.
There you have
I have
gone
like
green
3
beaches.
or 4. It's goofy how many I had before I decided on the one. Heat Viper in the
For
future.
sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. Oh, without a
Heat
doubt.
Vipers. Heat Vipers one. I expect them to be a name only reveal
I
anytime.
I'm shocked we got a Viper with a Jili freaking or Hyli if you want to go,
Yeah.
uh instead of one with a blowtorch first.
Yeah. I am surprised
Todd
they.
season. Yes.
I am. Oh yeah. Thank you. Yes. Hit us up with all your accounts. So,
It's great.
I am surprised that they went with Frag Viper over some other ones
Uh,
first, like Night Viper, like Heat Viper. I like incinerators more than I like Heat Vipers.
right. Yeah, I'm with you.
So, all right, so moving on to the one Pot Blender is most anticipating out of everything that's been announced.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Yes,
Pot
ladies and
Blender's
gentlemen, making his
favorite GI
way to
Joe.
the main stage, the colorblind cousin of Destro, the man who can't dress himself, Darklon.
Who's Darklon,
Jesus Christ, this
also
thing
known
is
as Quintesson.
ugly as shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. Oh my God, it hurts my eyes. It really does. This hurts my eyes to know that there is a Cobra out there who is this fashion backward. They,
See, Sharlock would disagree with you.
I get it. I do. Everybody's got that one, right? Everybody's got that Whitney Houston. Everybody's got that Mariah. Everybody's got that Madonna, right? That's Sharlock's. This ain't mine. I can't do it, man. Like I just can't. This thing is hideous.
Triple C Night Viper was leaked. It was a name only, but I mean, just in production, like going up for order, I can't believe that they chose Frag overnight. Action figure addict. How long before we get the Cobra Shock Troopers? One of the gems of Pursuit of Cobra. So I've heard so many people talk about that figure. I didn't collect Pursuit of Cobra, and I don't even know. I had to go back and look through a catalog of all of the POC figures they made.
Yeah.
That is a good figure. I can
Oh,
see
I
them doing a Shock Trooper.
I'm sure. I'm sure that would definitely be cool as shit. I get. Actually, I don't know. Are people more in love with the fact that this is like Destro's cousin and the lore than the actual like figure itself? It's like, oh, it's so cool. He's Destro's cousin. You know, it's awesome. He's awesome. You know, and it's like, is he though?
Feelings.
Is he awesome?
I have strong feelings about family, especially cousins. That's why
I get that, right? You know what I mean? I totally get that. But yeah, I don't know. You know what's sad though, y'all? I still pre-ordered the motherfucker.
I knew you. I knew it. You would talk shit about this figure since it was announced. I
still pre-ordered that motherfucker. Oh, so stupid.
Laundry Day Darklon. So let's see. I just read through the chats. Madgus says the only thing I like is the sword.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So that's part of his tech. That's his tactics. Is it assaults your eyes and then he shoots you with that big ass gun.
It's be something like that. Shit, I don't know. It looks look. So the orange shit and the cod piece look like snake skin, right? Or like the underbelly of a snake. Am I looking at that correctly? Like that to me is what that kind of looks like.
I don't think it's intentional. You know, they also look like a catcher's pads.
Magus, it doesn't mean I ain't gonna cancel him. Lord knows he's not gonna get shipped till 2028.
You ain't gonna cancel him. Quit lying. Don't lie to folks. You ain't canceling shit. Viper Scout, I too really like Ice Cream Soldier, so I think that's a good figure. So, and Sharlock's, he's just gonna send you one. So you can cancel yours. Sharlock's gonna send you.
I can. That's right. I can. That's shit.
So yes, Derek, he's another Iron Grenadier. He's Iron Grenadier command staff, you know. So
yeah, they'd throw anybody in the Iron Grenadiers, evidently.
They will. All you got to do is have a Scottish skirt, a kilt. It would have been funnier if I could have remembered the name for a kilt. You know what I was going to say? A turban. A turban kilt. They match.
You know, just being quite honest, as Destro's cousin, I just feel like this, looking at the Destro figure and the Destro we know and love, this could have been such a really like cool badass like yin and yang to Destro. Like not exactly looking like Destro, but having a uniform or whatever that's similar to or in the vein of, right? You know what I mean? Like just it'd be gray. Instead of black, it's gray, right? He has a green jewel instead of a red jewel. You know,
Yeah,
something like that. Like I just looking back, years ago. I mean, in my mind, even the new comic, something out of
yeah.
the new comic maybe doing something like that. It's just in my head, but whatever, it
I'm
doesn't matter.
surprised that they didn't give him. I really thought they were going to give him an unmasked head. I'm kind of disappointed they didn't give him an unmasked head to match the energon.
Right.
There he
Yeah,
is.
and Derek, I'm with you. Like, just a little more uniformity on this outfit. The colors just don't go together. I mean, no one would wear these colors. Like, let's not
It's
kid ourselves.
it's accurate though. They did a good
It
job.
is. No, I agree. But no one would dress this way. Not even a, crazy person, I don't think. I mean, he obviously is, right? He's got issues. But uh
This
but
is a
yeah,
good
so I
point.
don't know. I mean, yeah, see, I agree, Liquid, 100%. I'm with you on that, 100%. I agree. Matthew Matson is in the house, joining the stream.
So Matthew,
Oh, Death
uh,
Dealer, Savage Crucible is up for pre-order for those of you that
oh, is that
probably
today?
already know that. Damn, I got an
Mm.
eyelash in
I
my
thought I
freaking
thought you
eyeball.
might be watching
Shit.
1923, Matthew.
Oh shit,
Um,
man. That's harsh. That's
AFA
harsh.
says only one I see them having issues making for IG is Piper. I would so much love a Piper Iron Grenadier. I know Matthew's got a good custom one. Um, Sharlock's probably got one too. I would love an actual official Hasbro Piper Iron Grenadier.
uh, sure. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm with you.
Yeah, that one,
Yeah.
that
Hell
ultimate
yeah.
route. I know which one you're talking about. I almost bought him, but the faces look nothing like him. That's why I didn't. The figure's great. The head sculpts are terrible for that figure. So let's go ahead and check out the back of the Dark Lawn box. I don't think there's any kind of hidden
Secrets?
stuff.
Nah, there's nothing
Yeah,
there.
on
Nothing
Dark
there.
Lawns.
Nah.
But I do dig the sword, the dagger.
I mean, but
They
I
got him
saw
in some good
somebody
poses.
like, the other night. I mean, it might have been last night during Matthew and my stream, but I mean, somebody's like, "Yeah, that sword is the best thing about it." And I'm like, if the sword is the best thing about the figure, then what does that say about the figure?
Look, we've already seen what they're doing to Snake Eyes as far as accessories, so maybe
Oh
Dark Lawn's getting
yeah,
some of his shit.
that's
So,
true.
so here he is with this big old gun. I love
Yeah.
this gun. As you see, as I
For
hold
some,
mine up, still got it. The gun's
yeah.
accurate.
For some reason, they just kind of wanted to really kind of. They didn't even really want to update this guy for classified. I mean, not much, not much. Um, I mean, but yeah, it's. Just don't know, man. I mean, I did pre-order him, but that's just because, like, number one, I was at work, and so it's like I'm just going down the list, and I'm like, trying to hit everything I can before it sells out. But I really, honestly don't know if I'm actually going to go through with this guy.
You're gonna.
Uh,
You don't lie. You ain't got the
shut it,
lie,
dude,
Craig.
shut
You ain't got the lie,
it.
Craig.
Red face. It's pretty good. Oh shit.
As soon as you punched that button yesterday,
You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
That's pretty good.
uh,
Yeah, I mean that's what we do.
Matthew's caught up. Caught up.
Um,
I didn't even watch
Rewatching
1923 Sunday.
Defenders, man. You are bold, bro.
He's out of shit to watch.
Yeah, you
He's
run,
out.
man. Yeah, you've done run out of shit.
So
I get it.
I'd be in. They do a Piper exclusive. I want it because I didn't get it last time, and now it's about $130 if you can find it.
That's a
Um,
cool picture there.
that is a good picture. I
Yeah.
still just see quintessons
Yeah, I'm with you. I hear you, man. I do
from
too.
Transformers.
Yep. Yep, me too.
He needs rotating dreadlocks.
Uh yeah.
Let's see. All right, so we go through Darklon. We said all there is to say about
Yeah,
Darklon
man.
for now. So let's see. Let's take a look at your
Forever.
real favorite, ketchup, mustard, and biscuit.
I love these guys. Damn it. I like these guys.
I should
I
like them, but
I I I do. I like them. I when they announced them and I saw the renders and I saw it, I was like, I'm in. I want these dudes. But again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Give me mass device, right? Give me weather dominator. Give me all that shit. That's the shit I want. I don't need Dark Lawn. Like I want the cartoon versions. I know that's not what everybody wants out of classified, and I get it, but that's what I want. I mean, now, are there a lot of figures that we need still first before we start getting kind of, you know, weird with it? Yeah, but like, and I can see where people probably, are going to pick these up down the line. We all know this is not going to be something that's, people sold out forever, or so that you're not going to be able to get a hold of. Like I would assume you're going to be able to find these guys. But
Yeah,
as much as we talk about, oh, well, you see these guys hanging on a Target peg. Well, they ain't shit at my Target.
you're right. They
So I
finally
can't.
sold all of the
I,
Raptors and the.
I can't say that these guys will be hanging on a peg 2 years from now, or a year from now, or whenever, right? Like I can't say that because we just don't get shit around here. So, but again, I get it. People are going to get these whenever they want to get them, but they don't. Did you need to pre-order them? No. I mean, I get that.
I mean, they're fine. They are 100% reuse. I do like that they made them. You can whenever we get the green shirts, you can throw the green shirt heads on these guys. So there's our tube worm. That's what we need. They should have come with a tube worm head.
Man, give me some tube worms
Yeah, I don't.
and
You
those
can.
things from the cartoon. Do what?
All right. I was gonna say you could make. I think you can make the tube worms. At least the tubes
I
pretty
know I have.
pretty easy. Um, Nothing like a good tube worm. So I hear. Or tube steaks. What I've heard.
That's nothing futs.
Going off the
Um,
rails. So here they got some really good pictures of these guys.
They do. I love these, man. I don't know. I'm a sucker for shit like this.
War Chest is here, and he hopes the
Yes,
next
he
hours
is.
are peanut butter and jelly.
And banana sandwiches. Shout out to Elvis. So, how about like give me I like the green shirts. I like the head to toe camo guys. I like these, I like torpedo. I like the eel, like I just like the uniforms that aren't all crazy as shit like Dark Lawn. I like the
The
more
ones that
classic
match.
shit. Like that's me. Um, but nobody needed to pre-order these except I did.
I like this picture where he just cut his air tube there and dropped the heavy water
Yeah,
canister.
he did.
Uh, did some
You a
really good.
dead son bitch.
Choke. They did some really good photography with these guys.
And
Kind of,
Madgus, I would love to have the round bubble thing Baroness was in. I want a Baroness figure. I want the diver Baroness, right? Like
yeah.
or put that head on if you could. That's what I wanted. I'd love to have that figure.
So there you see him with his
Submersible,
little seed
little yeah.
sled thing that doesn't That like
Super cool.
if you cannot pose that figure just like that, it's useless. Useless. Oh, useless. I hate that thing. I thought it was going to be
Cobra
so cool.
Cobra gets the water taxi, but the Joes don't get shit.
Do they have one? I was thinking, thought they, yeah, I guess not. I thought the Joes had one
Shit
too.
out of luck.
That's why Cobra wins. So look, he's already beat him. He's got the heavy water. He's making off with the heavy water. Here you go.
I'm such a sucker, man, for the cartoon stuff. Like I really am.
I like that pick right there.
Yeah,
Joe's.
I don't know, man. That's just I have such a affinity. I mean, obviously for the figures that we had as kids, but man, the cartoon was like my fucking everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the comics especially, but the cartoon is so like when I get shit that reminds me of the cartoons, that's when I'm like, hell yeah. I love that.
I dig it. I just always liked Weather Dominator better, but
Viper Scout. What the hell? How is that even possible? They ran out of the Elvis sandwich at Graceland at 1 in the afternoon when he visited Graceland. How do you run out of that sandwich? That is shocking, bro. That is shocking. How is that even possible? Poor planning.
I went by, where'd I go? I went by somewhere fast food and they were out of burger patties.
Oh,
one time, so I guess it's possible, you know.
yeah. When it's the one and only thing anybody's gonna order,
Right.
Like it is what it is. It's like there's other stuff on the menu at Wendy's. You go to Graceland, it's like this is the only thing we serve. Oh my
wonder if
God.
there's a signature drink that goes with that.
So
What episode Crimson Cobra Commander female Joe was in that episode? Which episode you
what
mean?
in which one in the
I don't know. It's what I'm asking.
Mass Device?
If it's Mass Device, it was Scarlet and CoverGirl were the only female Joes. He's still pissed about it. The one time you get to go to Graceland and you can't order a peanut butter
It sucks,
and jelly.
right?
That's like going to Disney World for the first time and they're out of mouse ears.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like, how do you run out of that shit? Yeah, it's like at Domino's, you run out of dough. That's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess Viper Scout was all shook up. Moving on.
So there's their heavy water. There's another picture of them fighting with no background. That looks like a Star
That's a
Wars
great
promo
picture right there.
there.
That's in the deep depths. You're gonna run into like a fucking angelfish or some shit.
That lanternfish that they just caught. Dead one. All right, so there's divers. So Footloose.
Oh man, come on, dude. How can you not love Footloose? Head to toe camo. Get one of the earlies. Like this is one of the early figures. Everybody loves leaves on a helmet. Come on, don't kid yourselves. You love leaves and you love helmets, so why not love leaves on helmets?
What's coming over the horizon?
And a 4-leaf clover on the backpack. Some bitch is lucky. He got the bazooka with the shark.
Be lucky if you don't get crushed by that mauler. Dusty's trying to warn him, but he can't hear it.
Yeah, Dusty's like, you son bitch. I'm a traitor. I'm a traitor, Footloose.
Before that mauler runs you over, throw out your wallet. My mom needs that medicine. I love Dusty's voice in the cartoon. My first mission into space, and I got command duties.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at this
Beautiful.
guy right here. I mean,
Beautiful.
crying about
There
G.I.
he
Joe like
is.
all the Facebook groups. You go back about 20 minutes and listen to Pop Blender bitch about Dark Lawn.
Yes, yes. No, there ain't no crying here. All the crying's done, son. It's all over but the crying.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
we done way more laughing than crying, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Cryptic Cobra
another stream.
Commander, how dare you disrespect Footloose? That man is a dancer at heart, and he could dance in my town any day.
I don't know. I like him, but he kind of was cannon fodder. So
Man,
I kind of
you better
agree.
shut your mouth. What are you
I
talking
kind of
about?
agree. So I do
Man,
like.
that's
He looks
messed up.
great. Yeah, he is a really good looking figure.
Hell yeah,
Uh,
he is.
they still didn't really do much with this down here. They broke it up a little bit. This weird
I still
padding that
hate.
he's
Yeah,
got.
just do full fucking camo. Get rid of the knee pad shit. I hate that knee pad shit.
It looks so. It looks. It's so. It breaks up the aesthetics so much.
It's jarring. It's like, okay,
It is.
if you had camo ripcord, think about camo ripcord O-ring, and then give him some whack ass knee pads. That's fucked up.
It don't match.
The shit don't match. It ain't right. It don't match.
And he said on a grenade on his helmet. It's I think it's night vision goggles.
I don't
Looks like.
know. I guess. Whatever. I don't give a shit
I mean, it's
about
GI
that.
Joe. It wouldn't surprise me if it's a grenade. So.
And as they said in the stream, he's like a surfer dude, man. He's like in touch with himself and nature and shit.
Yeah,
He's in his yoga pose.
I do like the fact that you can at least get him into that pose, or at least the one that they gave Matt for pictures can. What is he sitting on? Is it? It's not. Is that a hiss? Looks like the front of a hiss, maybe.
It does
What
look
is
like a
that?
cobra. It does look like a cobra insignia. Yes, I don't know, but whatever it is, it's also smoking, and I'm
Yeah,
wondering exactly what they meant to do with the smoke there.
yeah, yeah. With Footloose.
Exactly. What are they
It's like
saying?
Scooby Doo, the movie where they show the van and the smoke coming out, but they're barbecuing inside
It's a
of it.
cheese friends with Cheech and Chong. Um, yeah, no, he doesn't look like Kevin Bacon. He should look like Kevin Bacon. Um, that's some good comments. No, I didn't see the Footloose reboot, War Chest. I don't think anybody saw the Footloose reboot.
I had no need. The O ring Viper Scout says the O ring had a grenade sculpted into the helmet. Well, it had the leaves for sure, which they did a pretty good job of updating here and kind of keeping it with the netting. They talked about that. I think the helmet looks
Yeah,
really
fine.
good
It's
for him.
fine. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm fine with it.
I don't remember if Punk's in here, and he may know. Run into the other room and look at
He
your
has all the
Footloose.
connections. Oh wait, no, he has all the figures. Is it Shark Eyes? Yeah, the
Yeah,
hiss
that's what.
probably is smoking, probably because he probably did just blow it to hell, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's what I was kind of thinking. So
I
let's
was just
see. I
kind of
think I got.
hoping it was a pot reference.
Yeah, like so. This isn't a canopy; it's a bowl. It's not a cockpit; it's a big bowl. So,
Yes, sir.
um, so there he is running. He just blew that thing up, and he's getting the hell out of Dodge. So, all right. So it's Footloose. So then we got this guy. There's this guy.
Does anybody like what they did with this, making it like a Android-ish thing? I think the whole design for a figure like this is super goofy. Uh,
He looks like a sentinel.
what if his highlight equipment fucks up and the grenade gets stuck
Oh no!
and it doesn't come out?
I guess that's
Like,
why they give it to the android
I just,
guys, to the cyborg or whatever the
well,
hell they're
and
supposed to be.
probably they probably talked about that. Um, I don't mind the android part of it. I did not have this figure when I was younger. I didn't have any affinity to this figure. Um, and so for me, I don't, I'm kind of ambivalent as far as any of the reasons why I would or wouldn't if I had any like close to my heart. You know what I'm saying? Um, I just think overall as a design for a figure, I think it's weird. There he is. Um, Even as a kid, I probably would not have liked that figure, but the color too on it, I'm not crazy about.
I
But
never cared for the
but
color
they
of
said, hey, you can take the sash off, and if you're troop building, then you can put the sash on the guy who's like the commander of the group or whatever. Fine, whatever. I don't feel anything one way or the other.
it. It's a mime.
It may very well be.
Jay Astro said he bought two, and Shark Eyes says all in on the Frag Viper. This is classified up. Point of difference for the win. That's true. They did take and they classified up this
Yeah.
dude.
Oh yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
the original was an android. I don't know.
I mean,
Never.
and who knows? I don't know what they tried to do with it back in the day.
So
The sash, I don't know. I think they probably could have got rid of it altogether as part of the
Springfield
outfit.
High homecoming queen.
Yes, absolutely. Um,
Yes. Thank you, Matthew. And I know
well,
you didn't look that
shit,
up.
son of a bitch.
Uh, I mean the sash is, but it was also on the original figure. So I'm glad that they give it to us and that they made it removable. So I don't really care for it either. So I obviously had this figure. This that I showed was my original from when I was a kid. Uh, I I didn't really like it. I just kind of got him
Yeah.
because he was a different Cobra troop. I didn't really. I say I didn't really play with this guy all that much, but no, I was gonna say he's really loose, but that's just his O ring. Like this figure's probably his joints are as tight as the day I got it. Probably.
Yeah, right.
uh,
Um, I love this from from Bobby. Mars Industry guarantees all their weapon systems to be top of the line in technology and precision. What the best safety rating in the business. Unfortunately, your grenade might get stuck.
yeah, might jam, but it's all right. So it's all right. We got more.
Hey,
Uh,
hey, Dreadnought K6. Listen, we don't type that kind of stuff in our show. Oh, never mind. I read that wrong. My bad. Sorry about that.
oh,
Anyway,
you saw frogs too, huh?
I saw frogs too. I
Yeah.
did.
Okay. Uh, so he comes with the effect for it, launching it out. It's cool. So like I don't hate it. It's just this is probably the most meh Cobra Viper that they could do for me. I'm glad people were getting it that like him. I did order him. There's a
I,
couple
I
of them,
I ordered it too. Hello,
and
because
I
I'm dumb.
there is no way this dude is gonna stand with all of this shit on with this hose that is not going to be
I
bendy enough.
agree with you there. Yes, that's going to be difficult. Maybe that's why they have them all standing the way they're
Yeah,
standing.
they probably have this figure glued
Glued.
to the base
You
of
know they
that.
do. He's glued the hell down.
Just based on like what we were talking about with Torch and some of the blast effects and things like that, I'm holding out hope that maybe it's going to be better. But just from experiences of the 100 and something plus figures behind me, I have a feeling that this thing is never going to hold this properly. Maybe.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. It is going to be difficult. Definitely going to be difficult to probably stand. But and that's why I like the figure stands that come with the retro carded, man, that people really like. It kind of would have been nice for them to include figure stands, with these guys starting back in the day, but especially so
Yeah.
many of them. As you know, when you tried to pull out one of your comics today, when I was on the phone with you, and you had several figures fall over.
The Dreadnoks took a tumble trying to get one of these out. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
all right, let's look at one I think we can probably all agree on.
Yes. Gotta have it.
Uh,
Must
I
have.
don't see anything not to like with this set
Yep.
right here.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
This looks great. Got recreating the GI Joe the movie here with the finding the dynamite. Got Beachhead back there. I love that they did that. Got Beachhead watching them do the exercise. So there's
Right.
gonna be a lot of good pictures of Order bringing dynamite back to
No
Beachhead.
dynamite.
Yeah,
Dynamite.
dynamite.
Yeah, yeah, this is an easy sell for everybody, right? Like, I mean, this just is. It's an easy sell for everybody. Um, I would
This is no
assume.
brainer for the
I mean,
doggo.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know anybody that I would assume everybody did. If they did the pre-orders, that everybody, this was one that they definitely did, unless you don't pre-order at all, and so in that case, I get it. But yeah, you have to, man. It's like Mutton Junkyard for me.
Oh
Although I
yeah,
did see somebody bring up the fact that there there's no cats,
yeah. I saw that. No,
only
but
dogs.
there will be. That diabolical Max is going to be coming sooner or later.
Um, yes. Oh yeah. Oh Max. Son of a
Crazy mind
bitch.
controlling Max.
Son of a bitch is what he is.
What's Viper Scout says? What's that Bow Wow doing here?
Um, yeah, and actually, I have the animal packs gone to clearance. Dreadnought saying that he's never seen an animal pack not go clearance.
No, I
Um,
can. I
trying
think
to
he's.
think.
I think he's right. The only one that I can think of. No, I was going to say Mutton Junkyard, but it went on clearance at Target too. It was down cheap. He was down to like
Isn't that
He's
interesting?
down to like $22 or
as
something.
as much as everybody wants these, like, and loves the ones with the pets and shit,
I think they just overproduce them because they know people are really want
it
the
may
pets,
be, could
and
be.
I think it also says how much they've actually got into these that they can just
Yeah,
people can clearance them out so much.
right.
So, Law and Order's dope, man. And one thing I really really like about this figure, I'm going to blow this up because I don't know if it's in another shot. He has a holster for his Uzi.
Yeah, that's wild.
The
Yeah,
big Uzi, the Uzi
right.
Snake Eyes should have.
Should
He has
have,
a
but they,
holster.
yeah, that's pretty wild.
They spent some money on Law, tooling Law, and doing the special stuff for Law. Um, whole bunch of extra gear. You got Order, you got the vest, and I like that the vest. I like that it has holes where you can port the packs on him, yet they come with no packs. So you're gonna have to raid Doc or your
Yeah,
60th anniversary
yeah,
infantry.
right. Um,
I love
Man,
this. Taking a bite out of crime.
that's pretty good. I mean, listen, I don't know. It is only natural that we were gonna get this 2-pack, right? These guys.
Oh yeah, you know they were coming.
Um, however, I did want to, yeah. I haven't looked that closely at him, Bobby,
Yeah, he
to
does.
see. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. But
He does.
I'm interested in a big lob. I got it.
Much as
I
I
forgot.
hated Big
I
Lob,
forgot about old Big Lob, man.
the gold one is inside.
Shit. Big Lob. Damn. They probably would do something wild with Big Lob. But that's why, I got it. But there is no Big Lob unless, you have to have Hardball first before Big Lob.
I don't know. Big Lob was actually in some version of the cartoon. I don't
No, I
think
know,
Hardball was
but
Hardball in the Deep cartoon. I don't
I don't
remember.
know. Shit, I don't know.
Triple C says, we got Crocs,
Crocs,
dogs, and
dog,
birds.
bears,
Now
polar
polar
bear.
bear. We need a tiger. If we get a tiger, I want a Joe Exotic figure. I want them to make Joe
Oh
Exotic an
wow.
actual GI Joe.
Oh,
He's
sure.
already
To
got
see
the
that
guns and
happen.
the explosives. He's already got it. I need Joe Exotic and GI Joe.
Just get you accustomed. Get you accustomed to Joe
Could
Exotic. And
those
probably be pretty easy to find.
make
Yeah,
good
Big
Joe
Lob was just
Exotic
in
for
the
Halloween?
Big Lob was in the movie, right? He was training with
Yeah,
Slaughter and them, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He
goofball.
was a rawhide with
Shooting 20
these
foot
guys.
jumpers.
Yep, in the end of the explodey thing they were trying to take out. So let's see what all we got. We got the
Yeah, I'd
bitey
rather
one.
have Refrigerator Perry before Big Lob too.
I would
I
all
agree.
day, all day long. Give me Fridge over Big Lob. But if they make Big Lob, I'm gonna buy him. And I don't even like the character. I hate him in the movie. So
Well, yeah, because it was just shoehorned in. You're like, who the fuck
yeah,
is
oh
this?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're
Like
like,
who's
you've been keeping up with the cartoon and the comics and the figures, and you're just like, who the hell is this motherfucker?
then again, you're also like, who are these snake motherfuckers too?
Yeah, there was a
It
lot
was
of
like,
people actually in the movie. It was like, this ain't what I've been watching the last couple few years. Like, what is this shit? Of course, it's like Transformers, a movie where they just kill everybody.
right.
Like everybody that you've been watching for 2 or 3 seasons or whatever. 2 seasons.
Yep. Mr. Madgus says, "Prove us rawhides ain't raw," and it was Jinx that said that, and she'd been hanging out with Chuckles. That she was. Uh,
Mm-mm-mm.
all right, so we're gonna get on through the rest of
Yeah,
these. I
yep,
think
yep.
we've
Let's
only
get it.
got one more, and this is the
The
big
big
one,
one.
literally,
Yeah, the big one.
literally.
Big
So we
lob.
get
No.
it's Big Lob. He's 12 inches tall and long, probably. Um, so we get
Everybody ordered this.
so I was surprised that it was 74.99. I was pleasantly surprised it was 74.99. I was one of the people saying, even though it wasn't coming with the figure, I thought it was going to be 100 just because of how big it seemed like it was going to be. And I meant to grab their screenshots of the fan stream with Lenny picking this thing up and moving it around. And that is what made me really think, well, now this looks like something that is actually going to be worth the price tag because of the size of it. Because Lenny is a big dude. Lenny's like my size, and you see his hands picking this thing up and moving it. His hands only come up to like the way he was holding it with his fingers out when he moved it. His index fingers only come up to like the top of the legs and the bottom of the torso. So this thing, I think, is definitely going to be worth the price tag.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing without with no figure. Just would have pushed it way up. Um, yeah, for Wraith Mace, right? It's like probably perfect. Yeah, I'm $74 or $75. I mean, I can't remember. We shot out a bunch of prices. We talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably talked about it.
Over time.
I don't know if I did with Matthew. I can't remember what we said we were thinking about or looking at, but that's fine. I mean, it's as big as it is, without a figure because they keep the price down. Otherwise, I think it definitely, I mean, people still would have ordered it if it came with a figure, but it would have hurt a little bit more. But
That's why I thought it was such a good price. I was expecting 100 with no figure because of the amount of plastic that's in it. So the thing with Colonel Hawk, the MMS with
yeah,
Colonel Hawk,
yeah, right,
same price point. It's
right,
going to be
sure,
is this thing.
yeah, um, and actually, Mr. Magus has a good point. Hope he's not top heavy and comes with ratchet legs and arms. Um,
We kind of
yeah,
joked about that when we like watch
yeah.
it wind up being like Voltron.
Well, and it's one of those things. It's like you never know, and if you put a figure in it, depending on how the joints are, how sturdy it is, and whether or not you have a situation where either right off the bat or over time, it's a little loosey goosey. Or thinking kind of top
I
heavy
just
over or whatever. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but we have no clue.
Yeah, I mean we don't know, so it's going to depend on these leg joints here.
Man, I'll tell you what, dude. Think about that. You know, toys in the past, you would just have a single bar connecting those legs. And maybe those legs would be, you'd have, your hinge or whatever, and the legs would move separately, but you'd have a solo bar in the middle running in between
Yeah,
that, right through the crotch of it, right? And if that piece is loose, or if that thing's too small, right? Or if it, that's where your figure over time starts going, you know what I'm talking about? And I wonder, I just wonder, like, how those legs and how it's done, and whether or not, because I would assume you can bend the snake armor over forward, right,
yeah,
and
they'll have
backwards, right?
ratcheting,
Of
uh,
course,
clicky these joints right here,
right, right. I just wonder,
swivels here.
they gotta be solid, right?
Yeah, I saw somebody said that they'll be hollow. Liquid Identity said that'll be hollow AF. I hope not. I hope the legs are not, because then it may actually be too top heavy.
I'm just curious, especially putting a figure inside on the top, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. We'll
The
find out.
center of gravity for it should be pretty good based on how the dude fits in there. I mean, he's right in the middle. So I hope, you know, I'm hopeful. I think it looks badass. But I mean,
Yeah, it looks cool as shit.
that's obviously 6-inch figure. That's the Cobra officer, and
Yeah.
he's already get halfway up it, and still got half a figure to go to
Yeah.
get to
No.
the top.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. For sure.
Bobby wants to
Great.
see
Great.
somebody custom one into a dreadnought, like a little Johnny Five from the second. Yeah,
I
look, I
mean.
ain't gonna lie, I don't remember nothing about Short Circuit 2 other than
I
Steve
mean.
Gutenberg wasn't in it.
I mean. Just to me. I mean, you get some great photos, obviously,
Oh
out
yeah.
of this.
I can't wait to take this thing down to the creek and have it stomping through the
And I've
creek.
seen obviously like Jay Astro saying, "Hey,
Beautiful.
nah, I'm good." Like I'm definitely good on this. And I mean, I get that, I guess, too. It's if it's just not your thing. I think it's a cool update on the snake armor. I've seen, we've all seen what the Super 7 one that they did, and the Super 7 one where it's just like you can't do anything with it. The
Yeah.
figure's just pasted inside, he's just stuck inside. There's no,
So
like the just molded in.
I told Purple Elf about the snake armor, and she looked it up, and I guess she just searched for that and she found the Super 7 one.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, it's $125." I'm like, "What?" I'm like,
Shit.
"No." She's like, "It's red." I was like, "Oh no, that's the that's the Super 7 one. Like, you need to look up the actual Hasbro one." And it's like, it's
Yeah.
75. I was like, the
Right.
difference is it's Super 7 and it's not near as cool.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read through the comments here. So, oh yeah, the Mr. Madgus still waiting on Hasbro to fix my Sentinel. Was it the face plates? No, that was Giant Man that had the face issue. Like the had googly eyes or something on one of the face plates. I'd
Huh.
take a red one, Todd. I don't really want the black version of the snake armor. I want blue or red.
Yeah, blue would be cool. The blue, that's a, I classic look for that for sure.
Matte black, he says. I think we're just about toward the end. This is all of the pre-orders and stuff.
Yeah.
I like that it has a snap-on jetpack. I didn't did the original Snake Armor have a jetpack like
Man,
molded in?
I don't know. I
I
can't
I
remember.
actually I looked at one today and I meant to look at that because I actually did go in Yojo Depot today and he was stocking the case and he had a snake armor sitting there, but it was in a bag, like he had to put it
Yeah.
together, snap it together. And I meant to look and see if that thing had a jetpack. I don't remember. Anybody in the chat? I was trying to remember if that was something new that they added for this, or
Yeah, I can't.
if it had one.
I
Seems like
can't
it had
recall.
one
I
molded
am
in.
curious though. Todd C asked about what Gridiron plans to do with this.
I don't care.
I
Like,
mean,
I mean, they did their mech out of the trouble bubble, but they'll probably make
yeah.
attachments or
Well,
arms
that's
or
what I
something.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, attachments or effects or something, I don't know, you know.
But I mean, just look at all the detail in this thing, all the sculpting on it. It just
Yeah,
looks so
yeah,
good.
no, I mean it's as soon as everybody saw the images, everybody went ape shit, so be the
There's
talk
just
of the town.
there's
And
all of
and
his stuff.
and of course, once the flame effect and realized what that flame effect was from, then that's when the speculation about the size started.
Yep. And Tony's listening still. He's like, they ain't doing shit with it.
Right.
They might. You don't
Uh,
know. Actually, you do know.
I mean,
Shill.
I do think for right, yeah, shill, such a shill, complete shill. Gosh, vote for
Oh,
Pedro. Um, yeah, for $75, yeah, I'm good with it.
I agree. I could see him doing that. That's what I was thinking. An axe like Optimus with that
Yeah,
double
sure, that'd be
bladed,
cool.
double bladed axe or a
Yeah,
sword attachment or something.
right.
Maybe a marital aid or something. Plug into
Uh,
him.
I will say that I do agree with Liquid though, as far as the flame effects. That you know, if if that's the if that's the size, which to scale, sitting beside the figure, right, or beside it, that's pretty small coming out of that thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
When you think
it
about it, like that's
you
that's a
see it
real small flame effect.
once you see it beside it like that.
Right.
It's like the pilot light. It's the
Oh
pilot light for
shit.
the flame effect. So,
War
all right, so
chest, I
that's
hope you get some good pictures out of that.
you can put a frag viper under him. It kind of looks, got the look, that corn viper. All right, you want to do a break before we start talking about these comics here?
Yeah, so I drank this whole freaking thing. I do need to at least run to the bathroom
Yep, go
real
ahead.
quick if that's okay with you. Give me
I
one
figured
sec,
it was
man.
about that time.
It is, dude. I've been actually, I'm wearing sleep pants because don't we all when we stream? And I've been tying the damn ties, like the whatever the thread, whatever the fucking thing. I've been tying them over and over for like the last 45 minutes, going,
Just
don't piss yourself, don't piss yourself.
trying to time tighter, like
Oh my God. All right. Anyway,
must
yes,
constrict urethra.
I shall return. I'll be
All
right
right,
back with my favorite comic covers. Hang on, what the hell's going on? There we go.
that's a yeah.
All right, Dan.
It took a turn, didn't it? Go from talking about toys to urethras. Let's see. Yeah, the trouble bubble with the gridiron legs, their mech. Like I didn't think that thing looked all that great. Honestly, I was expecting more out of that. Tony, do you have that? I'm sure you do. Did anybody in the chat get that? I didn't dig it as much as I thought I was going to when I saw it, but like I don't not somebody that like really comes out and just criticizes gridiron. They make good stuff. It's just for me, for what I do in my collecting and stuff, it's a little overpriced for me. And no knock on anybody that buys it. I mean, I got some of their stuff, but their bigger stuff like that, like the mech and the hound, the what was the other thing they did, the mortar launcher, the Canon, the 70 millimeter Canon, something they did a while back, something like that. That was one of their first bigger things. All of the APC style add-ons for the Vamp and the Stinger, I think they're all great. I mean, they look great. I know they're good quality. It's just 3D printed stuff is just out of my collecting budget, and I'm not somebody, as you guys know, that really modifies my stuff much. I don't even really do like a lot of kit bashing or even a lot of pop and swap stuff. So I'm not really one that's real quick to replace the weapon loadouts. So nothing against anybody that does. If you can collect that way, we're talking about Uncle Tim. You know your pockets. I know my pockets, and my pockets are not allowing me to pick up a lot of gridiron stuff. So Tony, you didn't dig the mechs. Did you get the snake armor, Tony? Um, I mean, it's not really a mech, but it's kind of a mech. J Astro has the bubble legs. They're pretty cool. Did you have any trouble with the legs? Because wasn't there an issue when they first started shipping them? Wasn't there? Was it with the bubble porting onto it or something? Seems like there was something I remember seeing with the mech legs when it come out, but maybe I'm misremembering it. And Tony said, "Hell yes, I did." So I got a story about the snake armor yesterday. That was that and blowtorch were the main things that I wanted, and dark lawn, but really the snake armor and blowtorch. But we're all anticipating the snake armor, so I thought probably it was going to be the claw that went up, and the snake armor would be next week or whenever, whatever the next one is, for next week. That there's supposed to be something too, not a fan stream, but just they're going to drop something. I thought it was going to be the claw this week and the snake the next week, but when I saw it was the snake, like, damn, I got to get that snake armor. And let's see, Triple C, getting out of here. Get you some sleep, man. Thanks for coming by. Glad you're here tonight.
Yeah, man.
So the snake armor, I rushed in there to get the snake armor. Pulse exclusive. I knew everybody was going to be after it.
Right.
Wanted to grab it. So that was the first thing. I've got premium for a few more months anyway. So don't matter how many orders you make. So I rushed in, bum rushed the snake armor, grabbed two of them, which I really only want one, but in case anybody missed out or trade or whatever, I grabbed two, and it didn't look like my order went through. Like I got all the way through it, and it didn't give me the thank you for your order or whatever. It just froze. I'm like, oh my god, it's crashing because it is Hasbro website using the Chrome browser, not the app. So I went back through it. I just went back to the home page and did it all again and ordered two more. And that one went through and saw the order complete or whatever it was. And then I looked at my email and I had two orders for two snake armors. Like I ordered four by accident. So I'm right as of right now, I've got four of them coming, but I don't know if I'm going to keep all of those. Jay said he might be interested in them though.
I mean, I'm sure you can probably unload them, right? If you really want to.
Well, I'm waiting to see how, if they stay sold out or whatever. We'll see.
Yeah.
I definitely don't need four myself. So, all right, I'm going to, if you want to get your comics and stuff pulled up and get them ready, I got to run and take Pretzel out real quick, I hear. So give me a couple minutes. Same, Matthew says same happened to me. I'm waiting. I mean, I probably will cancel one of them, but I'm just waiting to
Hey,
see what happens.
who used the app? Did anybody use the app? Because the app is shit.
I sure didn't. I couldn't.
Their app sucks, man.
I
Like
didn't even
it.
try using the app.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
app's
Nah.
awful.
Yeah. All it does is sit and flash nonstop. Let's see if I can bring it up like on camera and see if it actually does this. Like this shit does not work. The last several times I've tried to go on it, all it does is sit and flash over and over. So it won't load. So like it's doing this weird thing. So it just sits and does that. like over and over and over again. Every time I try to go on it. And it almost doesn't matter like what tab or whatever I go to. Um, I mean, look at this. This is like that's ridiculous. It, like it just won't load. So anytime I try to use it, that's what it does. Now, if I go to their like discover page, it'll load up. But when I try to go and shop, it just won't do anything. And then when I hit like, so look, check this out. G.I. Joe, okay? And I'll hit G.I. Joe, and this is what it gives me. No results found. That's what it does. So even when I go to the brand page, it's just it nothing works. Transformers, no results found. Like it nothing. Like and then look, and then it just does this. When I click on the search bar at the top, it just does that. So I had to go to Chrome. I had to actually just go to Chrome and use the browser and get mine that way. And I was at work, so I had to like set an alarm. Yeah, it could be my phone, and it's like, you know, an older Samsung, and so it's like, you know, maybe it's just not communicating anymore. I don't know. But yeah, no, the app hasn't worked for me in quite some time. And it actually screwed me up trying to order something, and Darren actually had to order them for me on a pre-order. It's been 2 or 3 times ago, I think. But yeah, like I couldn't get it to come up. A half gig phone. Hey man, this is a Galaxy. What are you talking about? It's actually, you know what model this is? Here's my Fallout. I don't even know if you can see, you can't even see that shit. Fallout sticker on the back. My Nuka girl. My Nuka Cola girl. This is a Galaxy S10 Plus. And I love this phone. It's my favorite phone I've ever had. And it's a tank. But yeah, I need to get a new phone. It's about that time. I need to go phone shopping. Apps are for dating. Yeah, right. Yeah, Woody, you used it. Viper Scout used it. You probably have a new phone too. Woody probably has 15 new phones. uh, Spear had to use the website for stuff past 2 weeks of pre-orders. Yeah, I mean Chrome was fine. You know what I mean? And I ain't bought one of them in a long time, man. That's one of them early days smartphones. The fucking Dollar General phone. God damn. Times is tough, man. Times is tough. Uh, man, I used to have a Cricket phone in 2001. I think it was like 2000, 2001, man. That's the first, like, I had a Sprint phone in 97. It was a flip phone. And you could speak somebody's name and it would dial them up. You say, call Steve. But you had to be in a completely quiet place for it to work. The shit, if you was anywhere that had any noise in the background, it'd be like, I'm sorry, I can't find that name. Call Steve. Yeah, see, look. S4, I mean, dude, this S10 Plus has been a tank, man. It's worked forever. But from what I understand, Samsung and them the upgrading and like the operating systems and stuff with the new Android and stuff. This phone probably, I don't even know if maybe the new system has rolled out to the older phones. I mean, I saw where like even like the S21 or S23 wasn't even getting the new Android update. And that's a newer phone, isn't it?
Yeah,
Couple
I
years?
think
I
they're
don't
up to
know.
20. I
Shit.
think they're up to 24 Ultra
I
now. I think
mean, damn, you
something like
know.
that.
I do need to get a new phone though, but yeah, I was just showing off the fact that you can't the app when I pull it up and hit the search bar, it just sits there and
Oh,
flashes and it won't
yeah,
do anything. It's like
yeah. It
it
won't
does
load.
not work at all.
It won't load
Um
anything for me. Like it'll load the home page, but when you tap on a product, it just sits there and flashes. It
Woody's
is the
Army building iPhones.
Well, you have to,
I
right?
love
Because
it.
Apple phases them out after
Love it.
2 years. They make them obsolete. So,
I guess. I don't know. Anyway.
let's see. So,
Yeah, I'm
one
14 generations behind.
before we jump into our comics, I do want to say one thing. So, do you know what is happening in 2 weeks other than our next show?
Um, April in 2 weeks. Um, it's just April, isn't it? Or the end of March? April,
It'll
yeah, it'd be
be the
April.
1st of April,
Early
first
April,
couple of
two
days of April.
weeks on a Wednesday. No, because I mean, SDC season, what, June? Some shit like that, right?
July.
July, something like, anything? I don't know. I don't know. What is it? Surprise me. I like to be surprised.
Well, let's see. I want to get the exact date here. So just a sec here and fine. I should have had the exact date already pulled up. So 2 weeks from tonight will be April 2nd. And our first Sevens Wild was April 3rd last
Oh,
year. So
okay.
it was our 1 year anniversary show for
Damn.
Sevens Wild.
Damn. I was trying to think, look at the number. Yeah.
Yep,
50.
very.
Yeah. Yeah. 50, 26. So you'd be
We
right
missed
there.
we missed a week. We
Yeah.
missed 1 week in there, so it will
Wow.
be our year anniversary show.
Uh, yeah. Holy crap.
Um, just
Fucking
noticed that.
shit. What did.
Probably so. So all right, so it is 10:36. So we've been talking
Yeah.
about our favorite comic covers.
Get on with it.
Yeah.
So we need to do that. All right. So I want to start with Oh, go ahead. We'll go ahead and
Oh
show
no, I
that.
was just gonna. I started just for yeah. No, that I don't know. That requires a. It's difficult just
It's
because
not as easy as it seems
there's
like.
a lot going on, and you're hanging out with everybody as soon as the show is over, and at night, and just each day. It's tough. Like it really is. If
I
it
would like
was,
to.
I would like to also, but it's tough, and you have to make time for it.
Yeah.
And also the internet, and I don't know how great it is there and everything, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I
I don't
actually
know.
took last year. I actually took my laptop and my extra mic. Like I took a setup not to do it, but just never really had the opportunity
Yeah,
to
no,
set it because
no.
it's go go go. We
Hmm.
were in the room to sleep, shower, and do shots,
That's
and
about
that
it.
was about it. So
Yeah,
maybe on the phone or something, walking around, just doing one on the
yeah,
phone. I would like to this year,
yeah.
but it's
We'll
very
see.
hard. It's a lot harder to do than I thought it would be. So,
All right.
so favorite comics, we each picked seven, and then we've got like three runners up or whatever. Let's go ahead and start with the one that we excluded.
Yeah.
So there was one that while we were talking about these that we both absolutely love, and I've talked about it a bunch of times. It shouldn't be anybody that's listened to streams or whatever listen to me talk about the comics. Is this one is number 43. We're looking at yojo.com. Don't forget about yojo.com, still a good source for the comics. um this is my favorite Joe comic. Everything else that I show is aside from this one. Mike Zeck cover. This first appearance of Scrap Iron, Grim Reaper with an M60. Can't go wrong. So this was my favorite cover. Pop, you always really like this one as well.
Yeah. Birthday cake.
Yep. both of us had this on a birthday cake from Baskin Robbins one year. Not the
Yep.
same year.
Yeah, love it. Love it, love it. So that was too easy. We knew that one would cross over. So,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, hey, we'll just toss that one out. But I've always loved that cover. It's ridiculous. And a harbinger for what happens in that comic book. But yeah, so anyway, uh yeah, Matson did that one in a 112 figure. Yeah, I love it. Um so
Well, wait a minute. That's not a G.I. Joe cover, Magnus. It's a good cover, but
it is. I do know that cover you speak of. However, we're talking about our favorite GI Joe
we're
comic
talking about
covers,
Joe's.
and from the Marvel run,
Yeah, just Marvel.
the 1982 on. Um, that's the ones we're actually talking about. But that is a heck of
And
heck
do
of a
have
cover.
it right
Yeah,
there.
right there. Yeah, I don't have my lights up like you do, but there we go.
You want to go first with
Yeah,
your
I
favorite?
will.
Don't
I
matter.
will. I will.
You
I
go back
will.
and forth.
No,
One
you're
thing.
good. I'll present arms.
Present covers.
Let's see here. Window
You should, Mr.
share.
Madgus.
Add to stage. Number 7. Uh, so Cold War era. Growing up as a kid. Um, I love the October Guard. I love the idea of them having to team up with GI Joe. Anytime any of the movies that came out at that time where you had to have a two opposing forces have to team up to get out of a situation, so to speak. I always kind of dug that kind of stuff. And
Yep.
this back to back, like two guitar players, except they have two. You have an AK and an M16, and so yeah, this is one of the early ones when I was pretty young that I loved. I absolutely love this cover. But yeah, just the back to back and the Cobra
Stalker
Forces.
with the M16 and Colonel Brekov
Break
with the
off. Yep.
AK
Yep.
and a cigarette in his
Yes.
mouth.
Yep. Uh,
Them dudes smoked in
and
every panel they ran.
and I didn't think about that either as a kid. Like that wasn't
No,
something, in my mind. It wasn't like, oh, he's smoking, or
that
nothing.
was how
Like it
my
just
mom
wasn't.
walked around the house
That's
minus the
true.
AK.
So for me, yeah, that was nothing. But yeah, so this is one of the early covers for me that I really like. So it's one of my top 7 favorites.
I always love that cover, and you can actually, if you go look up Thursday with the Friend when I was on with Punk, I also had that as a birthday cake, and that was the picture he used for the thumbnail for that. Was when I was on with him, and he picked my picture that I had posted of that birthday cake. So mine is going to be issue number 2, Panic at the North Pole. This was Herb Trimp, and is it Trimp or Trimpe? And Jack Abe did this cover.
That I don't know.
So this was, I love this issue. This was first appearance of Quinn. And if you go to yojo.com, if you're not familiar with that site, it's got plot synopsis and the main characters in the issue, and then all the variant covers and whatnot. So I just love the artwork. I love the Arctic stuff.
Yeah.
Snow Job, Quinn. You got all these guys in their parkas and stuff. So Matthew says Trimpe. So wasn't sure how to actually pronounce that. And AFA says he was but a wee tadpole. You aren't even a tadpole yet, AFA. Back then, you might have been a thought. This
Somebody's
was
thought.
80 August 1982. So
Yeah.
I would have been 5 when this was on the newsstands.
Yeah.
So I just always really dug this. This was one of the first issues that I had, and
There it
that
is.
very issue is right there.
There it is, bitches. Okay. Next for me, I always liked it when the stylings or the type of art, the type of ink printing, or how they did these covers would change, the coloring or whatever. And so number 23, I always liked because it was the first appearance and on the cover of the Hooded Cobra Commander. And I love this cover because it's so different than several of the early covers, being very Marvel-esque, very superhero-esque in a way. And this one struck me always as different because of the inking and you know, however this was made, because I don't know.
That cover does look very different.
It's
from
very, very different from many of those early ones, and this one with Hooded Cobra Commander on the front and the dark blue. You know, got the cuffs on. You got Roadblock looking like a badass in the background. And who the fuck is that? Is that Grunt?
I think it's I think is it Grunt, or maybe it's Breaker. I think it seems like it's
it might be Breaker.
I think it's Breaker.
And the thing is, like, so one thing I was thinking about is like, oh, we, you know, maybe get into these issues a little bit, but I don't want to because number one, it'd make it really super long. I thought maybe Clutch too, Liquid, but I don't think it's Clutch. But I don't know because the
Clutch or
honestly,
Breaker.
without digging into, and I have this digital, I don't have it in person, but I could open this up and read it right now and go through the comic, but it's been a long time since I read it, so I'm just going off of covers that I remember and ones that I really liked. But anyway, so yeah, this cover for me, 23, yeah, it was always very striking, and I love the different type of artwork. So yeah, so there you go.
Yeah. It is Clutch. I just read through the synopsis. I couldn't remember. I knew it was one of the two.
Yeah, I honestly I couldn't either, and I had not read the synopsis as I was scouring through trying to pick these out.
Everybody's going Clutch. Yeah. You can have my issue if it's not Clutch.
Right.
So, it's been a while since I've read 23. Give me.
Yeah, no, it's been a while since I read a lot. I mean, I went through and read a lot of these when I got them digitally.
Yeah, I did.
You know, and but it's still been a while. So,
I found some of those early issues too. They're on that digital copy. They're in the compendium thing that's uploaded on there.
Okay,
is where I found them. So
yeah.
All right. So my next one is surprise, also number 7.
Nice.
Don't really need to say much else about it. I always really loved this issue. This was also one of the first issues that I had, and this was Herb Trim P and Chick Stone did this cover.
Yeah.
So this was always one that I really, really liked. And there it is.
Yeah, man. I mean, just as a kid of that time period, that Soviet American Cold War thing, you know, hot and heavy, and
on the same side,
it dominated television, movies, everything, man.
United against the common foe.
You know, it's so if I probably haven't mentioned it enough on here because as most people probably know, Flint is like my favorite G.I. Joe character of all time. But as a kid, I was also a very big Storm Shadow fan. I loved Storm Shadow, and I loved the Cobra Storm Shadow. And this issue right here was one of my favorites. And this cover right here was one I always remember because he's kicking the shit out of Snake Eyes out of a fucking train, you know, subway or you know, fucking train car with the Dragonfly and Scarlet and Wild Bill obviously in tow. And look, there's that Uzi.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
That's why he didn't have it. He lost it when Storm Shadow kicked him out of the boxcar.
Yeah, no, I always loved this cover. I like the train and the graffiti, you know, and this issue's an awesome fight between them and just the chase of it all. But I always definitely remember this one, and again being a big Storm Shadow fan, and I loved drawing Storm Shadow as a kid. I loved his outfit. everything about it. So yeah, I used to draw him a lot. Actually, that was one of my main dudes I used to draw. But anyway, so that's my third. It's my third out of seven. Yeah, one,
Yeah.
2, 3. Yeah.
I liked that cover too. I like 26 and 27, but that one was so
Mm-hmm.
much more vibrant.
Yeah.
27 with
And
the
again, look how
graffiti
it looks so different than the one I just showed, right? Like
yeah.
it looks so different than the one that I that I just showed, which was 4 issues prior. It's just the inking, technique, the coloring or whatever,
Yeah.
Um,
Matthew's been trying to recreate that one, but can't get the tracks or the buildings to look
huh.
right. Yeah, I'd never would either. Mr. Magnus says, what about the one cover that took a lot of slack with the large Eskimo Joe lady? Yeah, who's the large Eskimo Joe lady?
I'd have to go through.
That's Joe fan's favorite issue, and he got Larry Hama to
Awesome.
autograph that one. I knew that. I remember you talking about that.
Hell yeah.
So my next favorite one is issue 30,
Oh
uh,
yeah. I knew
titled
these guys would be there somewhere.
titled Darkness, with the Dreadnoks just getting turned the hell loose to ravage an Air Force base. Tired of waiting on Cobra to launch the attack, and they were getting bored. So you get to see the Dreadnoks do Dreadnok shit. Those OG 3 Dreadnoks
Oh
will
yes.
are always going to be some of my absolute favorite characters in GI Joe. This one was Mike Zeck and John Beatty what did this cover. So this was not one that I had early. I did go back and get this issue later, but I just always loved it with them tearing up the Sky Striker.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They have a few, there you go. They have a few of the distinct. Oh, and I forgot. I had that one out with the subway or
Oh
the
yeah.
train car. I completely forgot I had it. Um
This is the one that knocked over the Dreadnoks. I've got this one in the corner by my
so
Dreadnoks display. This is what killed them today.
they man oh man, do they feature on a few like of some of the like really memorable covers.
Yeah.
And I don't want to mention them because maybe they might be in another one of yours. So I don't know. So I don't want to mention another one. But yeah, they really do. Like they feature on some very memorable covers. One of them is one of my honorable mentions actually. Um, all right. So again, this is one I used to draw a lot, and I never traced, but I always tried to draw. This is also, if you read the comics, this was also kind of one of those not shocking issues, but started to get into, was really in a storyline that carried the comic for a little bit, and I was always partial to this issue right here and
Mm-hmm.
this drawing of Storm Shadow with the sword. Um, I mean, it's just there's something about it, right? The if you know who the question mark head is, um, but this cover I always used to try to yep. Well, Matt hit it.
Thanks for spoiling it, Matt.
Nah, it's all good. Of course,
40
no,
years later, if you
but
don't know.
I know, right? But yeah, I always love this with Storm Shadow. I love the background of it, and then obviously the like the shine on the sword, right?
Yeah.
They always like to do that. But yeah, this was one of the ones I used to love to draw. I used to love this pose. And I mean, dude, Storm Shadow's a muscular motherfucker. Like, if you look
He
at
got
it,
them
whenever
gung
they
ho
drew him,
arms.
whenever they drew him and you looked at him, like this motherfucker was muscular as shit. Like, but this cover, yeah, this was one, and this storyline was great too. I mean, this was one
One of the best storylines in Marvel Joe.
they were in their stride at issue 42. Okay, this is December, I would dare say, of what? December, if you're at issue 42, you're December of what, 85 ish? Maybe
Yep.
3 year
85. 85.
85.
Yeah.
So So yeah, no, this was always one of my favorite covers.
Which, as you said, the storyline that is issue 42, and the one we talked about at the beginning, there it is issue 43. So it is a
Yes.
continuation of that storyline.
Yes.
Some very pivotal stuff happens in 43 that was
Yep.
set up in 42. So I dig that issue too. That's a good cover. I'm a big Billy fan. So it's a crime they haven't given us a modern
I know.
Billy. So
I know.
so you are definitely correct with what you said, because my next one is issue
I
35,
knew it.
Dreadnoughts
Yes.
on the Loose.
Love it.
There's a couple issues that have Dreadnoughts on their motorcycles on the cover. There was, I think, 33. There were several in the 30s, but I always dug this one. I like the purple. I like the fact that it is just Buzzer, Ripper, and Torch.
Yeah.
Like Zartan's not, it's just the Dreadnoks. And as much shit as they got up to in issue 30, tearing up the Sky Strikers, I just, something about this cover with them just charging. Um, I just always really, really like this issue. I'm a huge Dreadnought fan, OG Dreadnoughts. So this definitely made my list, and
There
bam.
you go. Yep. Yeah, great cover. That's what I was mentioning earlier about them having, several distinct
Yeah.
distinct covers is that because there's another one that's great and
Yeah.
especially if you're a fan of Thrasher.
Yep.
So again, issue 46 is my next one. This one is this cover. I'm to me, man. For GI Joe with the color scheme on this is in my eyes, it's one of the best covers ever. And it is Snake Eyes
Yeah.
and Storm Shadow. I just the color of this cover with the green GI Joe. Like, why the green GI Joe at the top, right? Because they would do that. They'd color it yellow, it'd be white sometimes, it'd be green, red, like. But the green with this, for some reason, sets off this freaking picture so much. And this cover, I mean, I just look at it, like that's bad as shit, dude.
It
Like, it
it
is
does not,
sick.
you don't get, I don't think there
God,
are any other covers with the two of them that are
not like.
quite as menacing.
Oh my gosh! I mean,
Storm Shadow's still in his Cobra garb.
yes, yes. I this one, man, I love it. But and just the color, the different colors and the
The background.
blending, yeah, that are used, and then Storm Shadow's outfit looks blue. It looks a gray or a blue, with the white around the edges, right? With because the way that the explosion in the background, right? So it's producing light, and then you've got V2 Snake Eyes, which is my Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
With the look what he's holding,
Got that Uzi.
son of a bitch.
Got that Uzi. Damn.
Yeah, I love this freaking cover, dude. So yeah, that's my next one.
That's probably the best cover with the two of them on it together, I think.
It's sick, man. Holy crap.
So, my next one, so the issue 35 was a John Byrne cover. So, my next one is a Mike Zeck, and it would be this one right here.
Oh yeah.
Issue 58 is a very pivotal issue, 58 and
Yes.
61. So the stuff that was we talked about set up in 42 and 43 picks back up here in 57 through 61. Cobra Commander, where he discovers that Billy is still alive. This is where he finally reconnects with him. He's in a coma, takes him to see Fred. You see Fred 7, and Cobra Commander gets the battle armor. So I just always love this with him, just so imposing. Cobra Commander Reborn. Although when you figure out what Reborn means, it's kind of like, but he does get the badass battle armor. So
Yes,
this
yes.
this was always one of my favorites, continuing that storyline with Billy, whom you thought was dead
Yep.
up until a couple issues before this. So this, I dug this. The colors pop with the Cobra Commander and the armor, green on Billy's covers on the bed. Oh, and there she is.
Yes, sir. Yep. Yep. Gotta love it. Um, Let me get to my a few through my honorable mentions here.
Madgus, that one. That's a really good one too. Snowjaw Stalker and
Oh
Quick Kick
yeah.
getting riddled with bullets.
Yep.
When they were in, where's that? Where were they? Were in Barovia, I think. That all that took place when they were captive and they were going to leave them behind, so they sent in a roadblock, I think.
Yep.
That was a really good story.
All right. So speaking of the Dreadnoks, I
Yeah,
always love this cover um with the Dreadnoks, right? Um, of course, you had to have this vehicle back in the day. Uh, you know, Thrasher was one of those ones that had to kind of grow on you, right?
yeah,
Um, but I like the ones of them on the motorcycles. I like the ones of them cutting up the Sky Striker. But this was the one for me that like just I don't know, like always I just always liked this cover. And I was not a big like the huge Dreadnought fan that you were,
right.
but it's like going back and looking through these covers and just kind of trying to pick out, remember, and go, yeah, I remember that one. Uh, I just, I don't know, this one always stood out for me. Um, I mean, the Thunder Machine was always, I had it as a kid. That roll cage was always a pain in the ass, or the
That
cage on
thing
the front
sucked.
was always a pain in the ass to keep that shit together. And then the bullets. But yeah, with the twin Gatling guns on the front. But I always loved this cover, man. So if I was gonna pick a Dreadnought cover, and it actually has Monkey Wrench on the back,
Yeah,
you know,
yep.
so they started to introduce a couple more guys. But anyway, so yeah, that was one of my faves. And I think that brings me to having one left. So, what about you? What do you got?
Are we already?
I've only got one of my seven,
Yes,
and
you're
I've
right.
got
Yeah,
I've
we've
got
got
just
three
some honorable
mentions.
mentions that I
Yeah,
just kind of go
I
through
think
quickly.
yeah, we've got we can do them too. So we got time. We're good. So my next one is issue number 98. He's back. So this is a Lee Weeks cover. So this is when you realize Cobra Commander is not dead. He's actually, I think he does appear right at the end of 97, I think. And then 98 is what sets it up where he's actually speaking. This is when you find out just how damn evil Cobra Commander is in 98, 99, and 100. Puts all his enemies in a freighter and
Yeah.
is in a volcano and blows it up and seals them inside. You see Raptor and Dr. Mindbender, Zartan's in there. You got Captain Min, you got Fred, and then you got Billy, his own damn son. So I just love this where he announces that, hey, I'm back, and all of these people on the front of this cover he's got a beef with, and he's standing up above them, so some shit is about to go down.
Right.
Just always really, really loved this cover. There she is. I've read this issue a bunch of times.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That that's about, man, that's I think I was about out of buying them by then. I think by the time that issue came around, I think I was actually out of buying them by then.
That was 19 March of 1990.
Yep, I was not getting them anymore. So I didn't never actually have that one. All right. So this issue, this has my boy on it, but I always love this cover. I love this issue. I still have this issue. Um, I love the fact that you have Hawk, Flint, and Roadblock on the front. Clothes are torn to shit, shreds, right? But this was a seminal issue because this is the
Very.
issue Serpentor takes an arrow right into the fucking head. Destro saves the Baroness. And so it's one of those ones where, you know, like Zartan it proves what a badass he is. But in this issue, in the very back of it, the very last page is actually a diagram of Cobra Island, which I know I don't have the good lighting, but anyway, there's a diagram of Cobra Island right there. And then I'm going to show you something on the very back of this issue that brings back a lot of memories. And for those of you that had a Nintendo, the original ad for the original Metal Gear game on Nintendo that you got for your birthday at the Brentwood Skate Center that I played the shit out of.
This is a bitter memory.
And I beat it. I borrowed it and I beat it. And I gave it back to you. This game, do you remember how excited we were getting on the back of a comic and looking at all the weapons and gear for that original game that you could use and get? And these ads right here, dude, that game was so badass for its time. And these ads were so crucial to it, so critical. But that cover, I always love that cover. Like I said, it's got my boy Flint, and again, it's a you know a seminal issue. And maybe I can find the page real quick and I'll show you.
Yeah, I was waiting on you to turn to it.
There you go. There's Serpentor with a nice thock, probably.
Thwack. Yep.
Thwack. Yep. Zartan lining it up. And
love it.
Right in the eye. And
so I recently just got that issue. Like,
did you?
Within the last, I would say, 3 or 4 months. I never had that issue. My Marvel run is not complete. I'm missing about 30 issues.
Yeah.
And that was one of the ones I was missing.
Look at the ad in the front. Check this out. Put that up on. Look, Fridge, Bazooka, Major Blood, The Hiss. The fuck? Oh, the Recon Sled. This is me.
The good old Recon Sled.
Dude. Oh my God. This is the one that I had. I still have it somehow, but anyway, yeah, I love that issue, and I love that cover. So
I remember you having that issue because I never had it, because I remember reading it at your house and it's like, oh, that's where Serpentor finally dies. Old Serpentor.
And this was really kind of at the back end of my run because I never got much into the 80s and 90s, late 70s as far as the numbers. But once they started getting into the 80s, 90s is kind of when I stopped buying them, and that's when I started high school. Right about that time.
So My last one is one that I have actually talked about relatively recently. It was a Ron Garney cover. Uh, I've actually brought this one up very, very recently. Number 110, Escalator to Armageddon.
Oh yeah.
Love this damn cover with the Saw Viper
Yep.
and all the Joes that he massacred.
Oh
Just
yes.
standing there gloating. Just dude was just evil, just menacing. I love this original Saw Viper so much, and then the character of this individual singular Saw Viper, who we later find out whose name was Skelton. Um, I just always really love this storyline. Just absolutely crazy that this this one dude just blew away some of the favorite Joes.
Right. Right.
Me too, Matthew. I have not actually done any photography with my Saw Viper yet, other than pictures for reviews and stuff. I'm waiting on it to dry up outside. I've got a place I want to do it. It's not one I'm gonna really want to do in the house. But I love this cover just for what it meant to what was happening with the story, and so monumental to kill off so many characters and a couple of really beloved characters, Doc and Breaker.
Oh yeah.
Thunder, heavy metal, crankcase, but Doc and Breaker, like, they'd already been replaced with other specialists that do what they do, but those were characters people love so much, especially if you watch the cartoon. And then over here, you see them just get massacred by
Yeah.
random Viper.
I wonder if they're like, well, listen, like, you know, we're not taking any crazy chances here. We're killing off some guys that came out in like 1982. They're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
these kids ain't gonna care.
Yeah, these dudes are 7 years old at this point. Them kids are in college.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that one. I mean, I think everybody knows, obviously, about that uh,
Yeah.
day of infamy, right? Even though I wasn't collecting, I still know about this.
Yes. That
At
was
that time.
just always, I just love that. And I like the cover for 109 as well, where it actually happens.
Oh, yeah.
110 is
The
after it
after it,
happens.
yeah,
Yeah, where he's just like gloating over it. And he actually
right,
kills them all in 109. But I
yeah.
just still love the Saw Viper, even though they kind of did him dirty. But I
Well,
digress.
I will quickly go through my honorable mentions. This one was on my list for sure. Cobra
Yeah.
Commander Reborn. And then this is also one of my favorites because it reminded me of playing with my figures back in the day. And you got Destro with a rattler in his hand pushing over the figures, you know.
Yeah.
I always thought this was a cool cover, and again, completely different in the artwork and the inking, like and the coloring. I mean, just totally different. The greens. I mean, if you look at the greens on Gung Ho's
Yeah.
pants and Stalker, right? Of course, Scarlet with her original uniform, but like the greens are very 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 limey.
They pop
Like
everything on these
yes,
first 30 issues
yeah, it's
pops.
crazy. And then issue 53, because of all the Marvel characters around the sides of the comic, as I always love this, and of course, that's my Snake Eyes, and I think that's just such a badass pose with the gun
Have you,
up.
Matthew? Have you done that cover with
And
photography?
I do have this one, but it's not my original. Actually, I had to go back and get this one, but anyway, so yeah.
That was such a unique cover for them doing that with all
Oh
the
yeah, I
Marvel
mean,
characters on there.
and look at those original, some of those original, designs for these Marvel characters. I mean, obviously some of them had changed a little bit by the time this came out, but you go through and look at your Scarlet Witch and Vision and your some of your X-Men, Fantastic Four, and everything. And I don't know, something about that, I just always liked it, tying that all in Marvel, and it was Marvel's 25th anniversary year, so they were doing a lot of stuff like that.
And spoiler alert, at the time, and probably still now, if I take a close enough look at it, I don't know who all of those characters on the cover are because I didn't read that varied of a net of Marvel
I
titles. I know
mean, I
most
I
of them.
see. Is it Luke Cage
Yeah, Luke
right
Cage or,
there?
or Power Man. I mean, outfit.
Hawkeye, Daredevil's in there too. Uh, Captain Thunderbutt.
I think Spankfest is on there
Spank,
somewhere.
the old Spankster, he's there. The old Spankster's there, that's for sure. Yeah,
See,
that son of a bitch.
Stinkfinger, she was a favorite.
And everyone's favorite X-Men, Snagglepuss.
I was a big Snagglepuss fan. Oh shit! Oh, tell it's getting late, and I can't even drink tonight. I got to get up. So, all right, so I'll run through my three. So one of mine was. Oh wait, no, there we go. Issue number
That's a good
55,
one. Yeah, that's a good
Unmaskings.
one.
This was a Mike Zeck cover as well. This is where you this is a good bait and switch cover right here.
Yes, that's correct.
You do actually get to see a little bit, but you don't get to see everything you think you're going to see. So Snake Eyes is trapped in a terradrome, and Destro and Cobra Commander barely escape the wreckage of the pit, and they have to change into civilian disguise. And this is the first issue that kicks off that story arc with Billy, with from 43 continuing.
Right.
It's at the end of this issue where Cobra Commander learns that Billy's still alive. So I just for what this issue represented, getting to see a glimpse of Snake Eye or Cobra Commander and Destro in the civilian world on the run.
Well, and this is what, when you didn't actually see their faces, this is what we all wished had happened when Kiss went unmasked.
Much better outcome for these guys than it was for Kiss. I'll tell you that. No action figure addict. Destro's face is not messed up. He's actually very, very handsome dude. He looks a little bit like Norman Osborn. But it was alluded to that it was early in the comics, but
yeah,
the Baroness fainted when she saw his face, but it was really just because he was
such
El
a
Guapo.
handsome son of a bitch.
El Guapo is probably somebody else.
You ever see that internet meme of the guy with the really strong chin? That everybody uses. He's got the big, strong butt chin. Or he looks like what Squidward looked like when he had that face surgery.
Damn, he went Squidward. Oh, that's great. So I got 55, which is right here.
Yeah, it is good.
I was actually surprised that I had all of the issues that I picked. Except I didn't get one of them out, I don't think. Oh, that's right. Okay, I know. All right, I'll get to that. So I understand why that's a thing. So the next one is, I got to scroll down to it before I add it. So this was the one that I told you I didn't think that I actually had, is issue 96. This is Andy Cooper cover.
Yeah.
I dig this. I'm not the hugest fan of the Ninjas.
I like that Judy chop.
And I'm not a big fan of V2 Joe Snake Eyes. I know a lot of people are. I know you absolutely love it. But I love this cover with them facing off. When I went back and was looking through these covers, this is one I'd forgotten about. It's very Kill Bill-esque.
Yeah.
long time before Kill Bill was a thing. But I dug this with them fighting a bunch of cobras on the big cobra emblem on the floor. I just thought, kind of like the one you showed, 46. This is probably, I think, their second best cover together. Kind of like we like the Stalker and Colonel Brecco of issue 7.
Yeah.
Back to back, facing off against you know a tide of Cobra guys. Let's see
Shark
what you
guy.
guys are talking about. And got a whole haircut. You know how we do it.
And the funny thing is action figures as he's like, is Destro's face messed up? You're like, nah. He's like, is Coco's face messed up? It's like, nah. I said he looks like a used car salesman.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he was.
But he did. He had the John Lennon glasses with the little like the twirly mustache, like Matthew said, and like the goatee or whatever. He's just like this dude with facial hair and a ponytail. Like, what the hell?
He looked like a fucking beatnik.
Then you see the G.I. Joe movie and you're like, this is fucked up, man.
Yeah,
this ain't right. This shit ain't right.
Ain't no car salesman.
This shit ain't right. They fucked him up.
So the last one, 96, that I didn't think I had, it's right here, and I have 2 copies of it, but I didn't think that I had it. So evidently I bought a lot. So my last one, runner up, I do have this one, but I couldn't get it out because it is behind a whole lot of figures, and that is 155. So I'm not super crazy about the art style, but I like, this is the last issue of Marvel. I like all of the characters standing together, Stalker and Hawk folding up the flag. I just, for what this represented, the end of the run, and you got all the Joes standing around as they shutter everything, dismiss everybody, close the pit. And this is a letter from Snake Eyes. This was Tom DeFalco and Mike Lackey did this cover, but this issue was not only just because it was what it represented with the end of the comic run. This is the first time you ever get to hear Snake Eyes' personal thoughts. He writes a letter, and you get to actually see what's in the letter. So the whole 155 issues, this is the only time you get to hear what Snake Eyes is thinking in his head. So it's actually a very good issue. Just kind of a bummer that they had to end it so quickly when they knew it was coming to an end. But they closed it up as nice as they could with the time they had. So Matthew, this is his favorite single issue.
And that's where Snake Eyes professed his undying love for General Hawk.
They actually had a kid after this, but that was in Devil's Due, and it's non-canon now. So.
It's totally non-canon. Yeah, you won't find it in any anywhere.
Liquid Identity, Yearbook 3 overlooked, or just doing core issues. I didn't even think about the yearbooks.
I looked through the yearbooks, but they weren't like from a cover aspect. I'm just thinking covers. Like the. It's almost like the Order of Battles and stuff like that. Yeah. I didn't really look at,
he may have been going from the Snake Eyes Storm Shadow aspect.
Yeah.
But actually, if I was doing yearbooks, I would have went with 4, with Crocmaster and October Guard.
Yeah.
No. Devil's Due is very good, and you can see it's very good because they're pulling a lot of elements into it in the IDW and the classified line as well. So I love the Devil's Due run.
Yeah, I never really
a lot of hard work.
Yeah, I never really read them. So I'd have to go through. There's probably actually, you know what? I don't know that I've read any. I'd have to go back and sift through it.
They were good. He wrote mission reports. Yeah, you're right. You did kind of hear him there, and then he spoke. He screamed Scarlett's name, even though he had no vocal cords.
Screaming son of a bitch. Everybody's like, just shut the fuck fuck up, dude. Just chill,
Now,
man.
to him, it sounded like Scarlet, but everybody else, it sounded like whoa, whoa, whoa. So that's my last one. So we could probably talk comic covers for a while because it was hard picking out 10, 7 favorites and
Oh, it was
10 like really
7,
good ones.
yeah, for
Yeah,
me, and then the other 3, and I could have. There were several other ones I definitely could have
yeah,
gone into,
I
but
could have done it. I could have
but I
done
do
20 more.
I do want to present this real quick, and then we can get it. I wanted to show. I think that's what this is. Yeah. So here is, and you have this too, but this is my hard drive with all of the comics on it. And you know, who knows? Maybe it's missing 7 issues. I don't fucking know. But I bought this off a dude on Etsy, and he gave me a key. And basically, this is like, you know, like, where's that? But anyway, so this is like all the shit. Like, and I mean like all the shit. So, if you want to go and read them, then, it's like, I don't know how you, I don't know how you share the others
They're
have.
very they're discombobulated, but
Yeah,
most of them are
you
there.
can work your way through it. But anyway, so they're all digital, and you can do them in PDF format. You can blow them up so you can read them. So like, you can zoom in or whatever and then read them.
Yeah,
And so, it's in every one of them, and they're all on this freaking hard drive, dude, and it's pretty ridiculous. And it's the Devil's Due shit. It's all of it. It's everything I could imagine. Give or take maybe that they missed a file. I don't know,
yeah.
but it's
There's
yeah,
some
so
missing, but not many.
but it's
So
it's freaking awesome.
and here's mine. I just pulled out of my
Yep.
USB hub.
There
Mine
you go.
it's on a thumb drive.
Yep.
So that is, I think,
That's
the
all,
gist
folks.
of what we've got tonight. Let's see. I didn't see if I got anything that can work in here because it seems like I added a couple. Never really got a good chance to use many tonight. So
You are next.
awful blood sport overdub.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, rename them one day. Yeah, one
I
day.
haven't. I just. I haven't had the patience for that in
I've
many years. When I used to rename all my music files and organize them,
mm,
it's been 20 years since I even felt like doing anything like that.
best I've come is taking some of them out of the folders they're in and mixing them together and then refreshing them so they're all in one spot and numbered because they were kind of split up. But
Yeah.
anyway, so still got 19 of you guys watching. I certainly appreciate that because it's
Hell
late
yeah.
AF. So hit
Yes,
that
it
like
is.
button. What you got coming up, Pop Blender? What you doing on your channel in the next few
Man.
days?
Uh, Friday night, I will try to do an unfiltered stream if I can, and hopefully everything goes swimmingly. I think I solved my issues, but I had to dive deep into Reddit, which is a scary place. And but I think I actually did solve my issues with the problems I was having with my streaming. So hopefully I can get that Friday night, 9:30.
You got any topics picked out already
Man,
for
I,
it? Or?
I actually do not yet.
Okay.
I'll start on that kind of tonight, looking through it, seeing what seems interesting, and we'll go from there. But that's about it. Next Tuesday with Matthew, obviously, and I'm just looking forward to getting into the proper spring summer box office where we've actually got some movies that are, you know, might be worth spending the money to go see. So we can
Worth
talk
talking
about them.
about.
Yeah. Yeah, really. Because they're been slim pickings, folks. Slim pickings, for sure. But, and on just a, well, you know what? I'll save that topic for Matthew on Tuesday because it's something I want to bring
Okay.
up with him. So I'll hold my thoughts until then, and that way you and I can we can get out of here, man.
All right. I don't, I don't know what I have coming up because I sound like a broken record when I'm saying my couple figures from the Necronominous wave from Mythic
Yeah.
Legions should be here anytime. I've been saying it for about 3 weeks.
Right.
So, so what happened was I got two, I ordered them from Hella Dope, and Hella Dope had an issue getting their figures from Four Horsemen. So that held up, obviously, everybody that ordered them from Hella Dope. But they did get them. They have been sent out. I thought they were going to be here today, so probably be tomorrow. So hopefully try to get a review on at least one of those guys up this weekend. They're a lot to do a review on, but other than that, I'll be back next Wednesday here for Backyard Battlefield with crusty old Crow, the King of the North. And then whatever else, maybe the ramen van will get here, and who knows, fingers crossed, maybe have a porch surprise. So that's about it. I'll be in the chats and in the streams talking to you guys. So just once again, appreciate everybody showing up, and like
Yeah,
to
man.
talk about how awesome our people that come and listen to us are. Pop Blender, you want me to talk about that for 5 or 10 more minutes? That's an Easter egg, folks.
That's an Easter egg.
So we will be back for some sort of an anniversary show for you
Yeah.
guys. We'll come up with something cool to do, and we will be back in
2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Get ready for a surprise.